All right, good morning. Just getting started. I'm not really going to start for 5 minutes here. I guess if you on the replay, it'll be sorted out. Sometimes people go long with their shows, so my video won't work again. I don't know why. So I'm kind of gonna like fuck around with it and see what happens. Muted myself. I don't know why I don't have my avatar. I'm doing great. Virtual background. Oh, I could do that. Audio camera. Yeah, it keeps on fucking this thing up. Like just totally fucking it up. Not sure why. But it's just playing with this. The Streamlabs is I think part of the problem. Virtual background audio. Yeah. I don't know. It's not showing. Oh, there it is. It's showing my audio avatar. I'm doing great, Wendy. Good to see you. So I talked the other day about doing some music and just talking about some of the music I like, which is pretty much a big variety. I got a bunch of stuff here. And also thought I might talk about, what's going on here. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do, and I did say I wouldn't start till 11:20, so this is just a preamble here. And I don't know. I'm just gonna let my ADHD take over, and I'll probably do this for like an hour or so. My son's still not feeling well. His earache hasn't gone away. We got him some medicine. We got him resting. He's here at home. He's hanging out. And I spent I don't know. I spent like an hour and a half or so this morning talking to a bunch of normal people and some flerfs on a Discord server. It was kind of fun. And there were some arguments going back and forth, and even arguments about like what is reality. Well, what is reality? We there's a certain point at which we got to trust that what we interact with is us, and you get into hard solipsism and that kind of bullshit. And I'm just gonna say it's bullshit. I think that's it. I think it's just bullshit to go down that road. If it's true, not only would it be true, but I was programmed by this sort of virtual everything, this entire universe just being like a program. It programmed me to not believe that that's the case, or sort of dismiss that as like necessary for me to live my life. So I basically thought what I'd do here is start playing a couple of songs. I'll probably just talk about them. I don't want to get copyright claimed by any means. I'm just going to like show you some of the music I like, and I'll play like, a couple of seconds of it and just sort of share it with people. And I think I've shared I've shared definitely some music I like by just sharing what this list is. And I do have on my recommendations list, and some of it's about music and some of it's just things I think are interesting. And I kind of add to it every once in a while. I'm like, oh, I want to go back to that, or I wish other people would see this. And so if people are checking my recommendations, these things are in there. This particular video I'm starting with here is a band called Tuba Skinny, and they're doing the Jubilee Stomp. This is in New Orleans, and I think our friend Crystal is from that area or lives in that area now. And so thought I'd start with this. Hey, Robin, how are you doing? Robin's a trucker, so she knows what it's like to be on a long road. The long road I'm on right now is the one to recovery, and it's yesterday I wanted to do like just a little bit of stuff, and I could feel my lungs struggling. But we have gotten some cooler weather and stuff like that, so I think it's going to get better. But I thought today I'd just sort of have some fun. When I'm on the road, I often listen to things that are not music now, but when I was younger, I listened to music all the time, and I love that stuff. Um, and I really enjoy just listening to music. Some of it also gets my brain going and has me think about stuff. But I just want to play a little bit of this. So I'm going to go over there and do that. I don't know what you've just shared there, Robin, but you've shared something, so we'll have to check that out, whatever that is. And I feel like, okay, I just want to check this out because I feel like I can start the cam now. Yeah, there we go. Camera's working now. We'll see if it keeps working. So here we go. I'm going to play some of this. So these guys are great. This guy on the clarinet's just amazing. And I forget her name, but I think the woman on the tuba is kind of like the leader. Hey, Native Atheist, good to see you. And they're just out on the street doing this. This is great. And then later in the video, some people come by and dance. I think it's these people here. Yeah, two uncles. Oh, great. Robin, we're gonna check that out. I'm gonna play that one. Then we're gonna check out that music. See the couple dancing down the street there? They're loving it. This guy, this guy on the clarinet is just amazing. Yeah, it's just like they got so much talent and stuff going on here. So just being tuba skinny, they got a lot of music online. Highly recommend them. So I'm gonna go back here, and I'm just gonna stop it, and I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna go to this. Okay, this is a Kinks cover, and I turn the volume up for myself. Met her in a club down in Old Soho way. Drink champagne and it tastes I love this. Like cherry cola. C-O-L-A cola. She walked up to me and she asked me to dance, and I asked her her name, and then a dark brown look. She said hello. Yeah, this is a version of this song. I really love this version of this Kinks song. And is Titan in New Orleans? I think I knew that. I've talked to Titan about geography before. But Titan's the type of guy that makes a lot of sort of flippant little comments and moves on sometimes. But Titan's awesome. And I don't even know. I shouldn't call Titan a guy. I know Titan's Titan, I think, identifies as some sort of gender fluid. I don't want to get too crazy. Yeah, now it says my camera's unplugged. Plug it back in. See, it's integrated, so I can't really play with it. It looks like the camera on my son's computer here is just being funny. So I'll have to look up why that happens. But my ugly mug isn't very important here. So I'm gonna play a little bit more of this. I hope people are enjoying it. I love this version of the song. I love this woman's voice. And this band, Lake Street Dive is pretty cool. And this is like sort of it's in a studio, but I think they're like on a radio station's like live thing. They're they them. Thank you, Robin. Titan is they them. So yes, I do not want to misgender or disrespect anybody's identity. So I'm gonna go back and play some more music. I actually think that this song, when you listen to it, this is an interesting song, and this is one that does make me think, is that this song talks about this character Lola, and it does sort of sound like perhaps this person Lola is possibly gender fluid, possibly trans, possibly some other type of I guess sort of just queer identity. And I think it's an interesting song in that the bottom line of the songs is this sort of this love lust connection. There's this longing for an appreciation of this person. And it's also, I think it's a song that's been sung by both male and female and possibly more gender fluid singers. But the way this woman, I'm assuming she's a woman, because of how she presents, but that may not be fair. Um, so yeah, so I love this song. I'm gonna play a little bit more of it so you get a flavor for it. This is one I really appreciate this. I come back and listen to this particular version of this song often, and I like it because it doesn't when I listen to it, I often think about like my own experiences in finding people that have affected my life in an important way, and my wife chief among them, and the person who I've ended up making my life with. And so, a lot of times when there's like sort of a love story kind of thing, it does make me think about my own experiences, and even if they're not perfectly reflected, I think that's something we should remember when we encounter something that may not be our own experience of our own sexuality, our own gender identity. We should probably take a look at it as something that's us, that's who we are, and other people feel similar ways, but not exactly the same, in their sexuality and their attraction and their interaction with people. And music is often a place where a lot of emotion and thoughts are sort of shared, and some of them are pretty. I don't know. I'm gonna say a lot of the stuff people share in music and in poetry and in arts is maybe not super well defined, and I think that's a good thing because a lot of times the interpretation is up to the listener, the observer. When you experience something, whether it be something you hear, something you feel, um, and I mean feel in terms of like some things you can touch. Like some people carve a statue and you can actually touch it and feel it. And some people's art is in what they write, whether it be poetic or more prose type things. And I enjoy writing things, and I've shared some of my writings, and I also enjoy writing and rewriting songs. And I think today I'm going to go back to a sort of a rap type song that I recorded a while ago, and I might read it out again and give it another try. And then if people think they like it, I'll maybe make a new video and do some AI art. And people think it's dumb, then I'll just leave it behind. So if you're watching this now or later, just put in the comments after I do that. I'll talk before I do that. I'm going to share a couple more songs quickly. Play a little bit more of Lola so we can hear the beautiful voice and music here. Hello, hello, la, la, Lola. I'm not the world's most physical guy, but when she squeezed me tight, she nearly broke my spine on my Lola. Yes, this is intentionally. Yeah, yeah. No, we can't. Absolutely, Robin. We don't know what we don't know, and not everybody puts it out there. And I was thinking about it when I set up my avatar and realized it wasn't working. I decided to put in my pronouns there, and they're in English and French. And driver, I respond to driver because Robin knows this probably. I would assume it's the same in Kentucky. When you talk to somebody on the CB and you don't know who they are, they're not a friend of yours, and they say, "Hey, there's an accident in westbound lanes coming up there. You might want to get off, grab the collectors or whatever." A lot of times you just say, "Thank you, driver," or you say, "Can you please repeat that, driver?" And then there's this sort of this assumption that who you're talking to is a driver, and just calling someone driver is kind of like that's how you just address them. Um, and CB talk when it's useful, when it's not just people being dumb, is like that. Oh, yeah, you have your pronouns listed on your page. Robin, I should probably do something more formal about that to just address it. But yeah, so I'll play a little bit more of this because I love the instrumental work and this. You called sir often, yeah. Well, Robin, I get called sir every once in a while too, but you know, um, I think there can also be a presumption because females in trucking are relatively few and far between. I think we have two or three female drivers at the company I work for. Um, and I think for a short time we had a female mechanic. I'm trying to, yeah, but I guess she didn't work out or whatever. But yeah, she was there for like a month or two. And I also like I wonder how many of our like maybe the environment isn't comfortable for those folks because like I run into situations I don't like about things that affect me, and I can let them slide most of the time. They're not something I'm too worried about. But there are some things that you just don't want to let slide, and it can be tough. It can be tough for sure to be a female person or a different than cis male. Um, a cis hetero male in trucking is kind of like a presumption. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, there's not near as few as there used to be. Yeah, that's true, Robin. And in standard trucking, I see lots of them. I see very few working in heavy haul work. Um, I don't know why that is. It's certainly not something that women can't do. It is a very physical job. You have to be able to lift more weight, but lots of women can easily handle it. I can't handle it now. That's why I'm not at work. I can't do my job in the state I'm in right now. Yeah, it's 27 years ago, be rare. Yeah, no, and that's true. I think the other thing that you see a lot of is husband and wife teams for long haul trucking, and I think that's maybe like a really good way to live life for some people. Um, Team driving pays a certain amount. Um, like I honestly don't understand why they pay less in some regards. I don't get it, but it is what it is. Won't get too far into trucking, but I did say I'd let my ADHD take over. So play a little bit more of Lola here from Lake Street Dive.
La, 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 Lola. I'm not dumb, but I can't understand why she walks like a woman and talks like a man. My Lola. La, 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 Lola. La, 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 Lola. Well, we drank champagne and danced all night.
Yeah, I think this is I don't want to play so much of it that I get like copyright claimed or anything, and I'm not really sure how to do this. It's not really a musical critique. I know that there's other people that'll talk about like, how their voices work and stuff. But I find this woman's voice extremely powerful. And what I didn't do is any prep here, so I forgot to go look up people's names and remind myself of people's names, even though I've looked them up before, and I'm terrible at that. But I'm gonna just move on to another song, and I hope people enjoy this one. This one's gonna go back a little bit, I think, a little bit further, in time. This guy's name I know is Leslie. The audio on this is a little, yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and play that some more. Like, just check this out here.
Mississippi Queen, if you know what I mean. Mississippi Queen, gonna be everything. Way down.
Yeah, no, this is something that this guy's hair is amazing too. I'm gonna play that, Robin. I gotta figure out how to. If I just click on it, it'll take me there, right? Can I just click on it? I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some sort of a thing. I don't know how to copy it. I probably have to go figure out a different way to do it. Yeah. This song. Oh, this song. Yeah. So Native Atheist, you've seen this particular video. Yeah, no, and a lot of music back then wasn't on video all the time, right? This is from the 70s. Like when I was born in the 70s, so a lot of this music was being played around me. But yeah, the video aspect of it's really started in the early 80s. And so like as I was growing up, and we we didn't have cable TV when I was a kid until a few years into it, but we did end up getting. My dad was a huge television and music fan, and I inherited his love of music. A lot of it was country music, but he also had some time for other types of music. But he was really into country. So yeah, Robin, I got to figure out how to go get that. So I'm gonna figure that out. I think what I'm gonna have to do is go go to YouTube and look at my own stream to grab it because like StreamYard is not letting me do it. I'll go to my channel, and here I can go to this thing. Yeah, there. See, now I got an echo, right? But I can go here, and then yeah, I can do that. So there, I can click on. Okay, here we go. Gotta stop it because now I'm gonna have to go. Gotta go over here. I'm gonna share. Stop the screen share, and then I'm gonna present again. I'm gonna share screen. I'm gonna go to the other one, present, and it's gonna be the McDonald Road Band of Litchfield, Kentucky. And I'll let this one play because
Did you brush your teeth?
Hey, do you know how to post them videos to Facebook?
Just ask Alex.
All right, here we go.
hopefully that's coming through.
He said, woman, don't you worry. God sent me that way. And before you even ask him, it was on the way. Just hold on.
So because I'm sort of like just talking about it, the sound quality on this isn't coming through, which is often the case with YouTube videos. Because I don't think this person doing the video has like a feed from the mics. They're using another device to just get what's coming into the room. And that's not a complaint. It's just an observation. That's just the way it works. But it's a great video. And what I find interesting, bluegrass music is amazing because they'll get, I mean, sometimes just a huge number of people playing. One of the videos I'm going to show is going to be another person who I really appreciate their music. And I don't know that much about them as a person, but they do some bluegrass type tunes, and I love their work. But I'm just going to say here that I love this. I love this setup. I love the like you can tell that and I don't know if that's Robin's uncle there, but you can tell there's a lot of skill and a lot of work there. To have like all these instrumentalists playing, and I can see a stand-up bass there. I'm assuming someone's playing that. They're not on camera. I'm not sure if it's being played right this second in this music, but then you got like the steel guitar being played by the gentleman in the foreground, and then the guy in the green shirt singing and playing. Are they playing the mandolin? I think they're playing the mandolin or the banjo. I can't remember now. I'm not paying close enough attention, and their arm is covering their instrument. And then, you got two more guitarists on acoustic guitar there. And, I love what bluegrass music brings together so many instrumentalists and brings so much string instrument. And I'm a huge fan of string instrument sound. That's something that I'm like the pedal guitar, the steel guitar, the dobro, the, you name it, even harp. I love harp. Mandolin is one of my favorites. I really love banjo music and acoustic and electric guitar. I have just like a huge passion, and I'm gonna go back and let this play. And I think Robin said she was playing an instrument in this as well. And maybe the person filming it will pan around. Okay, and you were playing the mandolin and the dobro. Okay, so all right, let's go back and listen to some more of this. Oh, it's a dobro. Okay.
Troubles of this life come by and burdens get you down. You think no one is listening, you think no one's around. Just remember what his word says, trust him and obey. Keep your eyes toward the heavens. Just hold on a little longer. Help is on the way. The brighter day is coming. Those who believe and pray. It won't help tomorrow if you give up today. Just hold on a little longer. Help is on the way. It won't help tomorrow if you give up today. Just hold on a little longer. Help is on the way.
Well, that was fantastic. Native Atheist. I went through an old timey music phase when the movie "Oh Brother Where Art Thou" came out. Yeah, you know what? I see. I already liked that music. Alison Krauss sang her music in that movie. I went down to the river to pray. Bluegrass also is heavily entwined with gospel music, gospel sounds. Like in bluegrass, takes on gospel music, and that song obviously had some religious undertone, talk of heaven, and you know, I don't want to identify everything that's going on in the song. The words I heard sort of indicated that you know, if you just keep on hanging on, things are kind of going to get better or whatever. But that which is fair and it's fantastic. Some people enjoy that aspect of things. I personally enjoy listening to the music. There's a lot of beautiful music written for and by religious people. And yeah, I don't dismiss it. I like it. I enjoy it. I sing along with it. The fact that I don't happen to be a believer is kind of a non issue for me, but it may be for other people. And then very, very cool that Earl Scruggs, who's a very famous bluegrass musician, it comes up as a suggestion when you play Robin's uncle's band here. And Robin, your uncles are very talented. It's a beautiful rendition and presentation. And there's a lot of amazing string instruments working together. I love it. So I'm gonna move back to I'll stop sharing this one. Love that, Robin. Thank you for sharing it. I'll present. I'm gonna go back to my list of recommendations. Hopefully people will enjoy that. Share this. Mountain is great. Mountain is really great. And I'm gonna see who else am I gonna share here. There's a lot of people here I enjoy. Let's see. There's this is a good one. This is one I really love this song here. This song is inappropriate as all fuck, but I love this guy, James McMurtry. I'm just gonna play a little bit of this.
About the North Texas, Southern Oklahoma crystal methamphetamine industry.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Robin says the music is the best thing ever come out of religion. Yeah, this song is not so religious, right? Hey Dave, welcome. This is James McMurtry. Love his work. This is Song goes way back.
Strap them kids and give them a little bit of vodka and a cherry coke. We're going to Oklahoma to the family reunion for the first time in years. It's up at Uncle Slayton's 'cause he's getting on in years. You know, he no longer travels, but
So, obviously, I don't want to get copyright claims. I'm sharing the music, but I'm not going to play the whole thing through. Yeah, this Choctaw Bingo song could be considered offensive because it is talking about an area of the USA where there's an indigenous population, the Choctaw Indians. That's I don't think it's it might be offensive to say that, but that's how they might call themselves, or they might not. And I really don't want to offend anybody when I say that. Beamsy, welcome. This is the Choctaw Bingo. And yeah, I don't know if this is porn or not. I don't think so. There are some references to incest and stuff here coming up in the song. I'll play a little bit more of it, just give people a taste of it. This is probably a song you want to listen to. Maybe not around the kids, depending on how old your kids are. If your kids are growing, then you just do what you like. But yeah, this is I love how they keep on he comes back around to like what he's doing to keep the kids quiet in the back seat, and it's always not something I would recommend you do. So
still pretty spry. There's not much on talking, he's just too mean to die. And they'll be coming down from Kansas and from West Arkansas. It'll be one great big old party like you never saw.
I like the imagery here for sure. I've seen another version of this video. Yeah, another version of this video that I really liked was a live performance where he's up on the stage. But he does some commentary as it goes. I'll keep playing a little bit more. He's got a good groove, right?
Got his Texan pride. Back in the thickets with his Asian bride. He's got an Airstream trailer and a Holstein cow. Still makes whiskey 'cause he's still in the...
Yeah. And well, as this song goes on, they talk about making crystal meth and stuff, which I think it's funny. And I don't know if Clay Foster just made this. I don't know who that is exactly. They got over 3,000 subscribers, 3.63 thousand subscribers, and they've done a nice job of putting in some imagery here for us. So if you're not just listening and you're watching, you're seeing that. And my recommendation list has this in there. So I'll play a little bit more because I like this song. I like the groove of this song.
Knows how he plays that Choctaw Bingo every Friday night. You know he had to leave Texas, but he won't say why. He owns a quarter section of back Lake Eufaula, caught a great big old blue cat on a drifting chug line, sells his hardwood timber to the shipping mill.
All right, so this is I love this song. I'm not gonna overplay this stuff because I really don't want this to like be copyright claimed and take down my whole video. But it's not like I'm making money on this or anything. I'm just sharing some music that I enjoy. So I hope that the artists understand. I'm A, not making any money off of this in any way, shape, or form, and B, I'm recommending that people get to know them. And if you love these musicians like I do, maybe you'll invest your hard-earned cash in supporting them. So hopefully this is a taste of things and not something that comes across as me trying to steal other people's work here, which is not my intention at all. This is another musician I really like. This is live at a brewery. This is
I've
Love
been
Sky.
spending all my money on the weed and pills, trying to write a song that'll pay the bills, but it ain't came yet. Guess I have to rob a bank. I guess it could be worse. Ain't that bad. At least I ain't sitting no Baghdad and
the lyrics in this song are they are heartfelt and pain-ridden and fucking funny as hell. I don't know why it's funny to laugh at pain, but Sturgill Simpson, man, he's a great musician. His voice is fantastic. Like, just and this song, when you listen to some of the lyrics, I think you'll love it. Non-copyrighted thing you can share a little. Look up the Kiffness eating the cats. Okay, Beamsy, I will check into that. We'll check into that. I appreciate the suggestion. You've seen trees. Welcome to the chat. If Sturgill's still playing somewhere, and I ever get to the point where I can leave the house and not like be winded and all that kind of stuff, I would love to get out and see some live music again. I used to when I drank back in the day, I used to go and hang out at this bar, and it was an Irish bar, and I loved live music, and a lot of the music there was kind of Mr. Cheto or Cheto. All right, you check that out. The Kiffness eating the cats. Well, there's only one cat I like to eat, and that's a whole nother story. We're going in a different direction there, so I won't take this thing into the triple X territory, but there's some things I don't have tape of. Anyway, it's good to see you, Beamsy. I know Beamsy was were you gone to school or something, Beamsy? Remember you were studying astrophysics, which is what I want to study. So let me know if that's still what you're up to. I'm interested to know how that's going. Play a little bit more of this because Sturgill's great. I'm going to back it up a little bit because like the lyrics are great here.
Well, I've been spending all my money on weed and pills, trying to write a song that'll pay the bills, but it ain't came yet. Guess I have to rob a bank. I guess it could be worse, ain't that bad. At least I ain't sitting no Baghdad in the middle of the hot day of death, sitting in a tank. Well, time the wife talks, so baby gets me.
So, and I'm just gonna like comment on what Sturgill's commenting on here, right? And this is the song of being the king of shit mountain. And it's a song I identify with this, even though I've never served in the military, and I think I've mentioned before, the military in my country is underappreciated by how much they get paid, how they get treated. I have one family member who's been in the military that's fairly close to me, and she's still involved a little bit, but in the capacity of what is it, like Army cadets or something like that. I think she's sort of like a leader in that now, but she's been in not in war though, and thankfully she never got sent there. I wouldn't have ever wanted to lose her, but I'm just going to say I appreciate greatly the sacrifices that people make. Longest sniper shot ever used to be a Canadian sniper. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Trees, and I'm not sure if people are aware how well trained our military is. We're small military, but our military men and women are fantastic. People that I trust and respect a great deal, despite all the problems there are with worldwide political policy and wars and what people do to send people out to war. And then I'm gonna I'm just gonna say, and I think this is important to say, is that soldiers go and do what they're told to do, and so being mad at soldiers for the wars that are fought is the wrong place to put your ire. It belongs with the politicians that decide to pull the triggers, and they very seldom put themselves in the line of fire. And I think that it should be a war crime to pull the trigger on sending people to war as a politician if you're not standing on the front lines. Stand in front of our army and decide to attack. Oh my God, Beamsy, I don't think you're allowed to say that. Okay. All right. Well, Beamsy, you and I are probably going to come to blows of some sort. But you know whatever. And Beamsy, I know you're from Australia, right? I think. Anyway, Beamsy, here's what I'm gonna say. Um, it sounds like you know what? I heard somebody say that you'd said something inappropriate, and um, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I have written a piece about being kind. Anyway, falling out with Mark. Okay, you know what? I'm really sorry. Okay, why are my kids unconscious? Victoria, did you? Hey, Crystal. Beamsy, I'm just gonna say this. I think it would be great if you would apologize for using that particular slur. It's a very inappropriate slur in the USA. It may mean something different in Australia. I'm not really sure. It doesn't mean something different in Canada. It's just like not something we say. Um, I'm just gonna say that using inappropriate words and slurs is something that I'm fighting against, even though I'm learning how to be less unkind to flirfs and other people like that. And I actually got pretty mad at a flirf that I was talking to earlier. So, Beamsy, I'm not sure that you're a terrible person. I don't think that's the case. I think you've used some inappropriate language and got mad at people. And I also know, Beamsy, that you've been a person who's never been afraid to say controversial things. And I don't know if it's because you like to stir the pot or if it's because you really hold views that aren't in line with the rest of our community. But yeah, I mean, we can we can agree that that would be problematic and doesn't surprise me. I'm gonna play some music while I take a very short break because my son is gonna talk to me, and I'm just gonna turn this
I'm
on and I'm
so
gonna mute
broke,
this.
can't pay attention, Lord, how it tears me up to have to see her crying. Oh, I've been spending all my nights on the internet, looking for a clue but ain't found one yet. Just a bunch of Mopars, guitars, and other shit I can't find. Oh, now, Lord, you can hear me.
All right, so yeah, Beamsy, I know you were just re-saying what it was you'd said that was problematic. Yeah, no, and I don't. You know what? I think, Beamsy, I think what the problem is that sometimes when we're upset, and I'm not defending anybody calling you an incel, because I think that's a slur too, and I think that's a whole nother conversation. I might actually do a show about that because we did a show about incels on Slim's channel, and we didn't get to dive into like why people get caught into that kind of thinking, and it sort of fits in with, um, did I say hi to Victoria and Crystal? I think I did. I kind of got distracted because my son came over and said it's time to eat some lunch and stuff. So I told him what we could get together, and then so I will use lunchtime as a reason to stop the show. How's that sound? Because I make sure my kid's fed because he's home with his earache and he's been fighting a cold last week and then again this week. Yeah, I'll have some too, buddy. I'll just have 2 of those little sausages. Okay, I don't need any buns, obviously. Thanks, bud. All right. Yeah, my son's cooking. I mean, that's the great thing about having kids is that after a certain amount of time, you don't have to like just fill them full of vodka and you know, they grow up and they start helping around the house and getting some stuff done. People get called woke. Yeah, you know what? So, you know what, Beamsy, I get called woke sometimes. And you know what? If being aware that people have been badly treated in the past and deserve some consideration and stop using slurs and negative language, that's okay. What it means and just use a weapon. Yeah, no, and I agree with that, Beansy. Um, vodka. That's not how you spell poutine, trees. And we're not having poutine for lunch today. We're having sausages and hot dogs, or lips and arseholes, as you would say. Yeah, I mean, woke is an interesting word because woke used to mean that you were sort of aware of the struggles, right? Um, did he get took down? I don't know. Woke alert to injustice in society. It's not a bad thing. Yeah, I mean, you call me woke all you want. if me being aware that other people are badly treated and that words hurt is terrible, call me fucking woke all you want. Um, if you want to use it as a pejorative, go ahead and try. I'm not offended by the fact that I'm trying to be kind to people. And I'm trying to even be kind to people who I think are idiots and stop calling them idiots and stop yelling at them. And because I was talking to a flerf who was like, he's like, what kind of evidence do you have that the world's a globe? And I rattled off 3 or 4 things. And he's like, are you going to let me stop and tell you why this is all wrong? And I'm like, yeah, you can tell me why all of this is wrong, but I'd like you to present the same sorts of things to tell me why you think the world's flat. Anyway, we ended up getting into this conversation about optical resolution at a distance and perspective and all that kind of bullshit, because I said I've been to 2 of the great oceans in the world and looked over them and I couldn't see past a certain distance. Anyway, that's what it is. And yeah, I don't know what Robin's saying, and I know Robin may be in more than one chat or something. Might be referring to something else. But yeah, no, Beamsy, I appreciate that you're apologizing for using slurs in my chat. Yeah, a native atheist. That's a good one there too. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, and PC, I know you know about my my video where I talk about using kind terminology. And at the end of it, I say, like, you don't have to be, your language doesn't have to be fucking clean. It has to be fucking kind. So I don't care about swear words and stuff, but yeah, please don't use pejorative slurs against people in my chat. But I'd like people to consider not using them in general. And actually, I was just having a conversation with the person who's my main sort of contact at Obesity Canada. Thank you, Crystal. I really appreciate you sharing that. Beamsy, if you don't mind watching that, I'd love to get your opinion on that and see if it jives with you or not. And it is something that wasn't intended to communicate with you, but I think it might be good. And yeah, I know, and you know what, Beamsy, I really don't think you're a bad guy. I do know that you're very good at just speaking your mind and just saying things in a very blunt way. And sometimes that isn't well received. So I want to give you as much leeway as possible, but without saying it's okay. Yeah, and native atheist, that's a really good point. Like that's something. Yeah, not, and you know what, intention is important. And also, I mean, I'm also a person who will speak sarcastically or facetiously about things. And it's not always always well received or well understood, right? Because people will just see things. And I don't know if Wendy's still here, but Wendy was trying to explain to me that she had taken over DC's show last night and was hosting it, which was obvious when she came on camera. But when it was just the preamble and she was just in the chat, I was trying to figure out if it was DC or Lushy or whether it was Wendy, and then I realized no, it's Wendy. It's Wendy there. But yeah, it's really hard to understand because she just put Wendy, and I didn't know if she meant Wendy was. I didn't know if it was DC telling me Wendy was there, or she was saying hi to Wendy, because she said hi to me right before that. It's one of those things. But it was just Wendy saying hi to me, and this is Wendy saying hi. That's a good example of how, like, just a quick thing in text doesn't come off the way it should. And when we use language that's used as a slur, it can really hurt people. And I think using hurtful language unintentionally is going to happen. But when you realize it's hurt somebody, I think an apology is a good move. And if you start to realize that something is a slur, and I can think of one that my dad used this language, and my dad was terrible at using pejorative slur type language. But he also, like, it was really weird because he taught me. My dad was the first person that said to me, you have to respect everybody because everybody's an equal person. You can't have bad opinions about people. But then he would just say things that I think he learned as he grew up. And one of the things he said was a slur that was kind of, we thought it was a funny thing to say, and I didn't realize it was a slur until I was like in my late teens. I didn't say it often, thankfully. And my father had the good sense to tell me that wasn't something you should say in public, but I didn't know why. And and it was a slur. It was like a really old slur against people with darker complexions, people that might be considered African Canadian or African American, probably mostly African American, because I think it came out of poor language choices in the States. And that'll never work, is to have an open conversation. Must always be ready to offend, but also ready to change. You know, Beamsy, that's what I'm getting at, right? If you realize that offense comes from the use of a certain word, I mean, it is just a word, right? I mean, fuck's just a word. People are offended by fuck. I can't fucking change that, right? I'm a trucking motherfucker. I say rude shit all the time. But it's different. It's different to say rude shit versus trying to offend somebody, or to take them down, or to say things about them that are not relevant. I'd rather that people, and this is said a lot, but I'd rather that people talk about opinions and thoughts and arguments rather than okay, Victoria. Okay. I'm I'm gonna try to figure out what Victoria said too, because it goes with this. But if you want to have an argument about a concept, about an opinion, about whatever, um, being ready to offend and going out of your way to offend. So Beamsy, I think you're defending, and I don't know if I'm going to agree with you here, but you're saying it's okay to offend people if what you say is offensive, but you're not going out of your way to offend, but you're just saying something that's taken as offense. No, and I realize that, but being ready to offend. I mean, I guess, see, I'm probably offensive to people that are flerfs, and they think the word flerf is offensive. I guess flat earther is better. It's a bit of a longer thing to say, not too much. Is it inappropriate? And I'm here. I started talking about music, but I want to tell you guys something. My son was listening to me argue with flerfs this morning. So flat earthers, one of the arguments was well, there's been cases where the government has been bribed. There's corruption. There's this. There's that. We've been told wrong things. He brought up that a drug had been approved for use in the U.S. that was highly addictive. I think he was talking about OxyContin, oxycodone, stuff like that. And it's a bad argument. My son came, brought me a book and said, "Here's Pangea. Pangea split apart and became our current continental arrangement. And there's the Ceratosaurus fossils have been found both in Europe and in North America, and they're the exact same creature. And so obviously they were there when Pangea was together, and when it spread apart, it left them there." And I was just like, my son he's a smart guy. And I typed it into the chat. I didn't share it in the voice chat, which is where we were arguing about all this other nonsense. But just because somebody's been wrong about something, or somebody's been misled in the past, does not mean everything you're told is trying to mislead you. And I think that, so in those conversations, am I being offensive to people when I say, please prove what it is you're saying, right? And yeah, and Beamsy, so that's what I'm talking about. It's it's not fair of me to be offensive to people that have a wrong concept of what shape the earth is. I shouldn't be mean to them about that. I should try to explain to them why they are incorrect. And so Victoria, Al can get mistaken for the S, but in the chat, it can be really hard to tell. Oh, so yeah, for this, I think that's for sarcasm. We'll let you know I'm 100% on board with this group. If you ever hear me say something hateful, call me out. Okay, so Victoria, yeah, so I don't know what that means, Victoria. So if you're able to elaborate on what you mean, the first part of it, the second part of it, I fully get, right? It's hard in chat to understand what people are saying and what they're getting at, right? I think that's important, is that when something's read in text, you can be misunderstood, right? Yeah, no, Beamsy, this is true. This is true. Some of the terms you've used are offensive generally, but they're also the way they're used is different. I think that there's some words we just don't say at all, but I think there are words you could say where if somebody says something offensive to me, for instance, and I don't want to muddy the waters, because it's mixing two different things, but because one of the slurs you used is racist, I'm going to bring this up. And I'm a fat guy, right? So if somebody calls me a big fat cow, or a whale or something like that, which you use that terminology too. Yeah, I live with obesity. And yeah, I find some words that are used to describe people that live with obesity offensive. I'm offended by them because I know they're said with the intention to hurt. So somebody else repeats them and they don't intend to hurt me. That's just what they're just saying, like, you're a fat guy, because that's what they hear me being called. That's, I can let that slide a little bit. But like, if somebody calls me a whale, like, is anybody, like, when someone's calling me a whale, is that okay? Yeah, and yeah, no, Victoria, I get what you're saying. Hey, Tori, welcome here. Yeah, so I started talking about music, but yeah, and then yeah, and Beamsy's bringing up an interesting topic and the fine line. And I think Beamsy, I think you might be over the fine line, but when I say fat guy here to explain that it could be offensive and often is. Oh, you want to hear Taylor Childers? Okay. Yeah. I'll just have sausages, buddy. Oh, it's okay. I'll have hot dogs then. That's fine, bud. That's fine. I can eat a couple of hot dogs. I didn't know you weren't doing. I don't know where they are, bud. We'll just have the hot dogs. That's fine. I can eat a hot dog. All right. My son's making sure we eat. I probably would just skip lunch until like another hour from now. Child nose on the grindstone. I should find that. Trees and play that music. I'll play a little bit. It was still on the clock. You know what, Tori? I don't want you to lose your job just because I'm here talking. So Tyler is Taylor Childers, right? Taylor Childers? Tyler Childers, okay. And it's I don't know if that's gonna come up. I should just write this in here. Tyler Childers nose on the grindstone. Is it just available? I think this will be it. Like, this will be the song, right? No. Okay, and I'm just gonna say, if you don't know Sturgill, check out Sturgill Simpson. He's got a lot of great music. This particular thing is great. I'm gonna remove this one. I'm gonna present this other one. Share screen. I'll find the Tyler Childers. Sorry, I'm tripping over words here.
Stone.
Cool intro to the video here. This is a request from Trees. Look at the trees. Thanks, Trees. And thanks for this recommendation.
Daddy worked like a mule mining Pike County coal. He fucked up his back, couldn't work anymore. He said, one of these days you'll get out of these hills. Keep your nose on the grindstone and out of the pills.
So I've heard this song before, and it Tyler Childers. I didn't recognize the name at first, and then as soon as he opened his mouth, I was like, oh yeah, I know this guy, and I have heard this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the chloroform. Yeah, I think we had, yeah, and the James McMurtry song mentioned that. I'm gonna get back to Tyler here. A great voice and musician here. And yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and you know what? I think the question about what's offensive, like, and Beamsy brings up an important point. I'm gonna handle this, right. I'm gonna put this right up here. Problem is saying the Prophet Muhammad was a pedophile, marrying 6 years old and consummating when she was 9. You know what? It's child brides have been a problem in many religions for a long time. There are lots of politicians in the USA. I don't know if it's happening in Canada. I should check that out. I keep forgetting to do that, but it is not cool. I don't know if it was ever cool. Maybe in the past people thought that was great, but it was wrong then, and it's fucking wrong now. And I don't care what kind of temple you worship at, what kind of religion you follow, and what kind of scrolls and old scriptures you read or want to follow. I don't give a fuck. That's wrong. if you want to read a story that's probably entirely fictional, because that same prophet also rode Pegasus to the moon and cleaved it in two, and I guess glued it back together, because it ain't in half now, is it? Or I don't know, maybe it used to look like a figure eight or something, and now it's just one ball. I don't fucking know. Anyway, the Prophet Muhammad, the teachings of Islam, there's a lot of mythology in there. The thing is, I don't believe he rode Pegasus to the moon and cleaved it in two. I can believe that people back then were abusing children, and I know I have to be careful with the way I use language here. This ain't fucking cool, and I don't care if people are offended by me saying that it offends me as a concept, and it needs to fucking stop. I'm okay with offending you on that. If you're offended by me calling that out, or Beamsy calling it out, sorry, I don't give a fuck. You're gonna have to live your life a little differently than what's written in this book. And yeah, and so Beamsy, I'm okay with that. And Sturgill and Coulter Wall is amazing too. Yeah. So, yeah. But calling someone a slur, see, I didn't call people who believe in Islam a slur when I said that this particular take on things is wrong. I hope that that's apparent. There are people that have slurs that are intended to offend people who follow Islam, who believe in the Prophet Muhammad, who believe in the God of Abraham, calling that God Allah, and following the teachings. I believe Islam is something like 1,400 years old. I think it started around the year 600-ish in the Common Era. It's been followed for a while. A lot of it seems to borrow heavily from the Torah, and so the Old Testament, the Torah, and that's all borrowed from previous cultures. A lot of things just get sort of dragged forward into religion. Mythology's cool. Some people really love it. It's not my jam, but I've in joining this community and listening to what people say, I've found out a whole lot more about more religions. And I, you know what, Beamsy, what you're bringing up is something that needs to be talked about. But okay, call me trailer trash to be offended because I know it's not true. Even though I live in a trailer park, slurs are meant to offend and dehumanize. Well, you know what? Trailer park living is something that's a fact of life for many people. And in lots of areas in the U.S., trailers or mobile homes are totally reasonable accommodation for the type of. Well, Ember, I'm doing a musical review, and Beamsy's here telling us about what's offensive and what's not, and he's brought up some interesting points, and I'm ready to hear them. And Beamsy mentioned that he had a falling out with you, Ember, and you're here, and I'd like you to welcome to the chat. I'd like you to be able to speak your mind freely here. I'm not happy with everything that Beamsy said. He's brought up some interesting points. I'm really not happy with the use of slurs, and Crystal brought up my essay and my reading of my essay about trying to be kind to people and try to be careful about your words. Anyway, we love you, Ember, and you know what, Beamsy, I'm not going to say that I don't love you. I'm going to say that I like to love and understand people, and you bring up some good points, but I think using slurs that are just generally sort of considered to be hateful and hurtful isn't kind, and I'm trying to get people to not be unkind, and I'm trying to do that myself. It's hard, so. I'm doing that. I'm gonna go while people talk in the chat. I'm gonna let Tyler sing somewhere. It's a beautiful, beautiful voice this guy has, and great musicianship. And I have heard this music. Yeah, thank you, Crystal. Crystal read my essay, was impressed by it, and encouraged me to record it as a piece. And I think you know what, Crystal, I don't know how to do this. You know, probably could tell me how to do this, Ember, because I've seen Ember do this. So. Ember, if she's available to send me a note on Discord about how to do this, I'd like to maybe do this as a premiere and have people watch it along with me and in the chat. It's not too long. I think it's under 10 minutes. But I'd like to do this as a premiere and have people in the chat watching, because I haven't had a lot of commentary on it. But lots of people watched it. So, and I really appreciate it when I have a chance to share something. But I'm just not sure. Like Ember, I go and I look at like clipping and stuff, but I can make clips, I can make shorts, but I never see a way to like take an old video and make it a premiere to show people. So yeah, I know if you have a chance, Ember, I'd love for you to just drop me a note on Discord. I know we're friends there, and just let me know how to do that, because I'd love to send something out like that and watch it with people and maybe see people's reaction to what I said there. So yeah, I kind of went into this thinking this would be a fairly fun thing, but you know what? There's always something serious to talk about. There's always some humor in things, and a lot of this music, there's a lot of emotion in it, and there's a lot of storytelling going on. So I'd like Tyler to keep telling us this story. I'm gonna play some more.
See, the ways of this world just bring you to tears. Keep the Lord in your heart and you'll have nothing to fear. Live the best that you can and don't lie and don't steal. Keep your nose on the grindstone and out of the pills.
Yeah, this is great. And the words there, you know, keep your nose on the grindstone and out of the pills. I think that's what he said. That's what I heard him say. And you know, having dealt with addiction myself and knowing people that have dealt with addiction, and watching, you know, a friend of mine who unfortunately addiction and mental health took his life, as he took his own life because of it. I've talked about that a lot recently. There's a lot to be said there. There's a lot to be said there. And you know, when someone like this, with this emotional of a voice and an excellent, like he's just alone here playing an acoustic guitar in a room with a few rugs. It's this video is powerful because it's like this, right? This is an interesting story, because I don't know if this is universally true, but I've met lots of Muslim people who are just wonderful, beautiful people, and it depends on the Christian, depends on the Muslim, depends on the person, because religion, in my opinion, comes down to religion comes down to like sometimes giving people an excuse to be a terrible person, or telling them they should be a terrible person because that's what God wants to have happen. And I don't believe there is a God. If it's the Abrahamic God, he's a fucking dick and he can suck it. If it's some other God that, you know, is out there doing nothing but just existing and not letting us know they exist, I mean, anything's possible. But yeah, I don't believe in this shit. And Beamsy, I put up what you said here. When it comes down to, I think he meant, when it comes down to it, I am a centrist. So if I'm getting insulted by the left and right, I'm on the right track. I'm going to agree to a point that if people that are wackadoos, if you will, on any side of anything, are upset with you, then you probably are on the right track. The thing is, being in the center of left and right doesn't always make sense. Being the center of wackiness is interesting. The thing is, some of the things people say, left or right, I mean, I don't know if there's a center line there. It's weird. It's hard being someone who I think a lot of people would consider me to be on the left until they, actually, no, it's the other way around. People walking up to me on the street would consider me to be on the right until they talk to me, and then, because of how I look, people often assume a lot of things about me. And I think the thing is, saying that people who are supporting people's right to exist are somehow like an extremist, and people that are saying those people have no right to exist and we have the right to treat them like shit, are not extremist, or that they're just the other side of that, and that somewhere in the middle is being being shitty. I don't know. I don't like. Yeah, this is important. Trees is saying very, very succinctly what I'm trying to say, which is I can't stand in the center if the left is correct. I mean, there could be some things on the left that are wrong, right? Like for instance, I own firearms. I'm a gun owner. I do not want the leftists that say guns should just be banned and completely removed. I'm not with that. People that see me out hunting are probably like, "Oh, there's Trump's best boy right there," right? Like I'm a big fat man with a beard. I'm kind of like a hillbilly kind of a guy. You know, I'm one of those idiot neckbeard right wing nut jobs, and I'm out there with my gun. I'm out there with a machine gun shooting deer left, right, and center, and just ripping up the world. And I'm tearing up the roads in my giant lifted 4x4, right? That's what people see when they see me, right? I've had people say to me, I'm a biker. People say to me, "Hey, like if I saw you out in the world, I wouldn't go anywhere near you because I'm big and scary looking, I guess, right? I don't look like the kind of person that's fun to talk to when I'm out there. When I get off my bike and wearing my big black jacket and all that stuff, right? I got like my my do-rag on my head, right? I'm a big fat bald man. I don't look like the kind of person that has reasonable opinions. Hey, Sumami, welcome. Cello. I think, well, we did listen to some music with a bass in it, stand-up bass. Haven't seen cello yet. Equal rights for all is only on the left. Yeah, and I'm okay with you having your religion, like, and this gets said over and over again. And I sound like I'm just a broken record when I'm repeating what everybody says, but like your right to believe in what you want to believe in ends when you start taking my rights away. If your religion tells you that you have to tell me how to live, fuck right off. If your religion tells you how you have to live, go right ahead. I don't care. If your religion tells you that you got to put a rubber glove on your head and pretend you're a squid, have at it. But I'm not going to join you. Even if you tell me that your God's going to roast me in hell for the rest of my life after I die, even though I will not be alive after I die, go right ahead. Put the fucking glove on your head. But I don't want anything to do with it. Is that okay with you? I hope it is. That's just the way I am. You'd peg me as a teddy bear. Yeah, I'd give you a hug too, Ember. And you know what? Like, but Ember, you've talked to me. You know me, right? I've talked to people that have met me in settings, including recently at a medical conference. There was a couple of young ladies that I was talking to, and one of them said to me, she said, like, "You're really nice. I really like you. I'm glad I met you. But if I just saw you and you weren't here at this conference, I would go nowhere near you because you look really scary." One of your favorite songs, covered on by Struggle Jennings. Daughter Brianna, Harness Song by Karina. Okay, Ever Seen the Rain. I don't know this one. Fine with you, worshiping rocks. Dude, start throwing your rocks. Yeah, there we go. You know what? And there we go. For Loco. I don't know what that is. So, mommy, you got to translate that for me. I know Loco is crazy in Spanish, I think. Anyway, cover done by Struggle. Is it Shooter Jennings? I don't know Struggle Jennings. I know Shooter Jennings and a Waylon Jennings. Harness of the song. Anyway, I'm gonna play a little bit more Taylor Childers. Sorry, keep saying Taylor. Tyler Childers. I think Taylor Swift is talked about in my house too often, so I can't say anything that starts with a T without putting Taylor in it. This is Tyler Childers, Nose on the Ground. So I'm gonna keep on playing a little bit more of it because it's beautiful.
Well, Daddy, I've been trying. I just can't catch a break. There's too much in this world I can't seem to shake. But I remember your words, Lord, that bring me chills. Keep your nose on the grindstone and out of the pills.
Yeah, this is Shooter McGavin. My kids used to say I look scary, also that I look like a thumb. Ember, that's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, soulfulness. Like, I don't believe in souls, but I like soulfulness, like soul in music. I know exactly what that means. Shooter Jennings is Uncle Waylon. Okay, I don't know this guy. Tori, I'm gonna have to check that out too. See, this is the great thing. I'm sharing the music I like, and Trees has shared this one, which I already knew this one. I don't have it in my list, but I'm gonna be adding it to my list, obviously. And I'm gonna go back to my list. I had Sturgill Simpson playing here. I'm gonna go look and see. I'll probably play like a couple more quick songs here. I got a lot of songs here. And this I don't know what I'm gonna put in here. This is one I'd like to play here. I gotta stop it though because I'm not sharing the right one. Present, share screen, present. This is it. Okay. I used to listen to this when I was a young kid. So this band here, which gets scolded for. Shooter Jennings is his uncle. Well, okay. My Sim son makes fun of Sim me's face. Oh, you're playing. Oh, this is your Sims game. Sumami is playing Sims. Sumami tells me all sorts of things about video games I've never heard of, and I never go out and play. But I love playing video games too. I love bullshitting and sharing songs. Hey, Trees, I'm enjoying this. I hope you guys are enjoying this. So the Dead Milkmen, I'm not going to play too much of them. This isn't even it's not a really great recording. I'm not sure why it isn't. But yeah, Dead Milkmen was something when I was like in junior high, I thought this was the shit. I loved their music because it was funny, mostly. You're running an orphanage on another. Okay, great. That's fun. Okay, so I'm gonna play a couple more songs. See what I come across that I like. That's that one. I wanted to find. Here we go. This is a good one. This is the Cleverleys. I love the Cleverleys. They're funny too. They do sort of a bluegrass take on a lot of stuff. Let them play this.
Treat them like diamonds and pearls to all the girls around the world. This is the Cleverleys, and I'm Digger, and we got a combination with you on
this. This is Digger Cleverly. They have some interesting takes on some regular songs.
Girl, you're my angel. You're my darling angel. Closer than my patriarch to me, baby.
So I hope people recognize this song here. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy that sang this song. I think more than one person has sung this song, but what was that guy's name? And I remember it's a song about a guy that goes to jail and his woman stays with him, which is cool, right? All right. If you love the Dead South, yes, that's In Hell I'll Be in Good Company. Yeah, no, that is a great song. I have listened to that. I enjoy that one. And it is a bit of a bluegrass take on things. And it's modern music, modern band.
You're my angel. You're my darling angel. Girl, you're my friend when I'm in need. Life is one big party when you're still young. But who's gonna have your back when it's all done? Yeah, it's all good when you little have pure fun. Don't be a fool, son. What about the long run? Now, looking back, shorty, always a mention. Never not giving her much attention.
Yeah. So anyway, I think this is a fun. Yeah, Dead South is Canadian. Yeah, you're right, Trees. Yeah, Shaggy. That's it. This was Shaggy saying this song originally. Yeah, that's totally right. So yeah, no, I had some. There's a couple of songs I wanted to check out here, just like versions I like of songs. And I don't have that much in. I thought I had more in here. I gotta go through my listen later one and make sure they get pushed over here, right? This is another band I really love right here. This is called I My 2. I don't know how they say their name. I'm Y2. I'm Y2, I think.
Closing time. Oh,
open all the doors and let you out into the world. Closing time.
I really like this.
Turn all of the lights
I really like this
on.
version of this. And for those that don't know, I wrote my song Hoven Time to the tune of this. And yeah, okay, look. Trees, you need to do a live and do that. Yeah, Trees should do this. And Crystal should be on the show. And Iron Horse. Yeah, not Iron Horse, not Flat Earth Iron Horse, right? Iron Horse is some other band, right? Yeah, this is Semisonic did this song. And I don't know, maybe I should do the Blue Paul Reed Smith. Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful. And this lady that sings with I forget everybody's name. She's a beautiful woman with a beautiful voice. I really like it, and I love her blue hair. And she one of the interesting things is she does like shows like what I'm doing now. She just like talks to people, talks to the chat. Everyone, I think she does like every once a month or once every 2 months. She comes and just talks to people. And I've watched a couple of that. The Passing of the Blue Crown. Okay, so this is cool. So like I'm gonna have to go back and watch all this because I can't like just jump all over because it'll just take me down rabbit holes I'll never get to. Yeah, I'll play a little bit more of them. I love this.
For every boy and every girl.
It is a beautiful guitar. I'll have to show off my electric guitar. It's red. It's an Ibanez. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay.
Yeah, this is I love that. I love that. I still apologize for Iron Horse. We were in the same state in Australia. Yeah, Beamsy. Iron Horse is so offensive that I would give you just about carte blanche to go after Iron Horse. They change often. Your favorite song right now? Okay. Yeah, and I like how do I do this? Okay, if I go here, this is how I find it, right? Okay, this is how I'm gonna find this. The 1 hour version. It's a 1 hour long song. Wow. Okay. I don't even think I'm playing it properly, but I can check that out, PC, because I figured out how to go and click on it. Tap no. That's cool. I started listening. It's got an interesting intro. I don't think it would have come through the mic, and I didn't share it. I'm gonna go back to the Semisonic thing and let I2 sing us a little bit more.
Yeah. I know I want to take me home. I know I want to take me home. I know I want to take me home. Take me home. Closing time.
Yeah, I love this. I love how they sing this. 1 hour. It's only 8 minutes for BMZ. Yeah, okay, it's a looped. Yeah, so they just keep playing it. That's cool. Now, one of the things I love about this band is that it's her singing. Gentleman on the electric guitar, gentleman on bass and keyboard, and with looping pedals and stuff like that. There's a lot of amazing stuff you can do with music. But hey Bree, good to see you. You have a semi-hollow body, Ibanez. It's got the F hole cut out of the body. It has. Yeah, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show off my guitar one day. If I get the camera working, that'll be the problem. What I'll do is I'll get my son to show me playing the guitar badly because he can like hold the phone for me and I can like load it up or something. And I've got to go find my amp. I don't know where it went when we moved. I had a pretty good idea where I got to look. And I think it's in my barn, which is terrible. I have to figure out a way to clean it all up. So I'll probably have to go find it. I'm sure my wife and kids will love it if I get the amp going with my electric guitar. Start playing that at like 1 a.m. now that my sleep pattern is so fucked up. I can't sleep in the evening and I can't wake up in the morning. I'm totally fucked. Spin me right round. Trauma induced by meat spin. Do not look it up. Okay. And trees, yeah. So yeah, I have an Ibanez electric guitar. I had a Yamaha one that was gifted to me, and it was stolen along with some other stuff. Both my guitars were stolen. When someone broke into my apartment, took a bunch of my shit. I think I mentioned that. Good to see you, Bree. Love having you here. There's a lot of great people here in my chat. I don't believe in God, but I'm blessed to have so many wonderful people from the community supporting me and checking out what I'm doing. I want to thank you all. And I did make it past 100 subs. I'm at 113. And I'm going to do at some point soon on a weekend when I'm feeling better, I'll do a weekend 100 sub stream, and I'll try to pick a time when not everybody else that I know is streaming. Weekends are tough, but weekends are also the best time for people to be available. So I'm going to do something like that. Crystal, we love you too. You're the best. Yeah, it's nearly 3 a.m. in Australia. Beamsy, I was arguing with some Australia and Oceania people about flat Earth earlier this morning, and then I was like, I've had enough of this shit. Because I just said, look, the Earth isn't flat. We don't need to argue about this. It's Thursday speaking from the future. Well, you know what, Beamsy? I never could quite get the hang of Thursdays. I'm kind of like Arthur Dent in that regard. Yeah. Yeah, try to explain time zones to a flerf. That is a fucking trip, let me tell you. All right. I'll do some other music. So anyway, I am Y2. I say I'm my 2. I need my towel. You know what? I know I don't eat eggs, but I know you can suck the nutrients from like a little bit of spilled scrambled egg out of a towel. I think that's the recommendation, but I don't eat eggs, so I don't know. Can't do it. But definitely towel comes in handy. I like this woman singing right here. Siobhan
This
Mangus.
next song is by a band called Candlebox.
I think people probably know Candlebox. Yeah, I like this rendition of this song. I don't know why. I don't even know if it's that good, but I love it. I love the way this woman sings.
Sporting the shirt.
I don't know why people are talking about her shirt. I've never understood that. They make this comment about her shirt, but this shirt is a lovely black shirt. You want to brought up Arthur Dent and missed the quote. I need my towel. I don't know. I missed the quote.
But I did it anyway. Now, baby.
Yeah, I love this song too, Crystal. And I just love the way this woman sings it.
And baby, your friends will stand around and watch you crumble. Yes, you crumble to the ground.
Yeah, so Candlebox sounds kinky. Yeah, I mean, it depends on whether you're candling your box or not, Tree. Some people candle their ears. I said maybe. This song, the lyrics in this song, like a lot of these songs, like it's the powerful lyrics, right? And this song is about someone trying to apologize for hurting another person, right? And yeah, Candlebox is a great band, and they're really popular in, I guess, like my youth, right? We said about the top is she has everything covered. Yeah, no, I don't know either, Beamsy. Like, she's also wearing this like really interesting sort of translucent shirt, jacket, dress thing over top. So it's kind of neat. I don't see people wear something like that. So like it may be just a comment about like what a cool garment that is. And I had a friend who made her own garments from shawl, I guess is a good word for it. But it's an interesting looking garment. It's not something I see people wear all the time. This is from a number of years ago. I don't remember ever seeing people wear this and it being a popular look either. So what do I know? But I'm a heavy haul trucker from Ontario. Fashion and being up on fashion ain't my thing. So this is the wrong channel for that. And I'm not a great musician or anything. I know what I like, and I like what I like, and I'm sharing it with people because this is a song I like. I like to listen to this song, go back to it all the time.
And someday, friends will stand around as you were flying, or you were flying over high. Then someday people look at you, what they call their own, they watch you suffer. Yeah, they hate coming home. Then someday we could take our time, brush the leaves aside so you could reach us. Oh, but you left me far behind, and I'm mad, I didn't mean to treat you up so bad.
Yeah, this is great. You have a huge music playlist on your channel. Or Crystal, I'm gonna have to go check that out. I have to go check that out. Anyway, so this Siobhan Magus, I think she was on like one of those like talent shows or something. You see some of the nose ring gets stuck on. I'm like, you know what? What I gotta say is like, did she cover? I don't know, Bree. Anyway, look up Siobhan Mangus. She's a really talented singer who I think sort of got missed by everybody. She was on like America's Got Talent or something of that nature, I think, or like what was the one? What was I forget what it was called? The music one. It was just about music, not just about like people that could do like juggling while farting the national anthem or whatever. But which is cool. I mean, if you can do that, that's awesome. You do deserve to be up on the stage. Yeah, I think American Idol. That's it, Aunt Jer. Thank you for coming, Aunt Jer. Thank you for knowing American Idol. Yeah, so I think she was on that type of show. I don't know which one. Might have been some other one, but she was on there and she didn't make it to the final thing, but she was well liked on it, and I think she got a career after that to some degree, but maybe not as much as she should have. She has a very powerful voice, and she's singing this song with a lot of passion, and I think that's what, even though I don't think the audio on this is that amazing for this recording, and it may be the speakers I'm listening to it on as well, but because I'm just listening on the laptop speakers. I don't have anything special playing it, but I love this song. I love this rendition of this song. Siobhan Mangus, I'm giving her 9 out of 10. And you know what? I kind of like the nose ring. But I also say, like, do not fuck with this woman. Look at the ring on her right hand. If she gets you with the right hook, you're in trouble. You're gonna be bleeding. And this is Bree's gonna look this up. I'm sure she's gonna want to know. And aunt is it Aunt Jer or Aunt Jer? I say aunt, not aunt, but we have two sides of the family. We have aunties on one side and aunts on the other. It was the first time I had seen. Okay, remember her because the first time you seen Siobhan spelled out. Yeah, it's I guess a Gaelic name. I've met a few Siobhans. I have a neighbor named Siobhan. But we couldn't remember her name for the longest time. So my family always calls her a different name that starts with S, which is hilarious. Shaquanda. I don't know why they call her that. I think I started it. I was like trying to remember what her name was. And that how it somehow came out of there. I don't know if Shaquanda is even a real name. It's just sort of a weird thing people say. And it sounds like some of the towns in Buffalo, some of the suburbs of Buffalo sound like a Tonawanda, I think. The Tonawanda. There's a couple of Tonawandas. Maybe if Ember's around, Ember lives in New York, so they probably know the name of all the towns in New York. I know they don't live near Buffalo. But yeah. Yeah, Siobhan it's interesting. Yeah, that ring. Like, man, this woman knows how to wear some jewelry. I mean, like, I got big hands. I don't know that she has big hands. I got big hands. I could probably make that ring look like semi-reasonable, but like, holy fuck, that ring. Fine. Weird. A lot of them just look like they have a bogger. Oh, a booger. Yeah, Beamsy, hey, no one's forcing you to marry someone with a nose ring, I guess, right? But yeah, Tonawanda. Jess, welcome. So good to see you, Jess. Jess is a busy woman, so I don't think she gets to be around as much as she'd like to be. So yeah, so I'm gonna see what else I want to play. There's another one I really want to share. This one here. This particular song. So this is Serena Ryder. This is from quite a few years ago. Serena Ryder's a pretty popular Canadian singer, songwriter. They're doing Neil Young's Heart of Gold here with Leor. Playing a harmonica and guitar. I love this. I love this rendition of this song. These two musicians are doing a great job. This is on a show called Rock Biz, which I didn't know existed until like a year or two ago. I love this. I love the way they play this.
I wanna live.
Yeah.
I wanna give. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's these expressions I never give. Keep me searching for a heart of gold.
So this is an amazing rendition of this song. Heart of Gold is one of my favorite Neil Young songs. I love a lot of Neil Young songs. And yeah, check out Jess's channel. I don't know how much miniature stuff is on. I've seen a couple of them. Jess is an artist and does like graphic type design and stuff. And BMC. Okay, you know what? You're gonna have to tell us how to say that, Beamsy. But yeah, because we call you Beamsy. Like if that's how Beamsy is spelt, like in Gaelic or something, that's awesome. But yeah, maybe write it out for us. Oh, thanks, Crystal, for putting that out there. I love Jess. She's an amazing person. I've had a chance to talk to Jess offline as well, and she's just a beautiful, wonderful person. And her artwork is amazing, and yeah, yeah. Please go check it out. Cinnamon Girl is a great one. Needle in the Damage Done, Old Man. There's a lot of great Neil Young songs. Neil Young's just a fantastic artist. Oh, thanks, Jess. I appreciate it. I'm trying to be reasonable, and I'm also trying to take a compliment. But you know, I love the work Jess does as an artist, and she's helped a lot of creators in our community with, like, she has great talent with like sort of graphic, video, audio design and stuff. And she even helped me find Canva as a thing, and I've been trying to do this. No, author. That is not my name. My Anglican name is Author. That is not my name. Okay, so Beamsy is not your regular name. Beamsy does sound like a nickname you get for something. And being Australian, I mean, got to add that E sound to everything. You met Jess in real life. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, Trees. Yes, no, I was aware of that because Jess, when I was talking to Jess, she was telling me about the great trip she had down to Kentucky, I think it was. So yeah, that was cool. Yeah, her work is Trees is too cool for you. Well, you know what? No, nobody's too cool for Jess. Because Jess is just like a salt of the earth, wonderful person. And please go support her work. And yeah, she's helped so many people in the community. And Jess may come off as like sort of a quiet, shy person, but she's a powerful person who just does amazing things by just doing her thing there. It's a nickname based on my nom de plume. Don't cry, Jess. You're just an awesome person. My uncle's calling me, so I'm gonna have to call him back. And I'll just because I'm not gonna take a phone call around here. Anyway, don't cry, Jess. I made people cry on Monday when I was at a summit for people living with obesity, and I felt bad because I was talking about the crisis we have in mental health, especially for people living with obesity who are often underserved by mental health and its importance, you know. So I'm yeah, I gotta check with my uncle because I hope he's doing all right. My uncle has cancer, and I'm really rooting for him to come out of it because my father had cancer. We didn't even know it, and it took him. And I have an aunt with cancer, and just cancer seems to be hitting everybody I know. My online friend Glover mom is supposed to get surgery. She has a tumor, and it wasn't cancer, but my good friend passed away a couple of months ago, and we were at his funeral a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, some of the salting the earth is bad. Yeah, you know what, Beamsy, salt of the earth is a weird term. Better say Justice Calhoun. Well, I know we were talking about saying offensive things, and I know that this is not meant to as offense. This is meant to say that Jess nourishes the earth. And you know what? I mean, that's the thing about poop. It's like that's why, like, when I call Kent Hovind a piece of shit, I apologize to excrement, because excrement at least has a good use in nourishing the earth with nitrates and whatnot. Yeah, fuck cancer. You know what? I'm sorry, cancer. I know cancer cells need some love, but I can't. You know. That this was Crystal saying this about this. But yeah, fuck cancer. So I'm gonna give my uncle a call, see how he's doing. He may be wondering how I'm doing too, because he knows I'm sitting here trying to convalesce, right? Cancer Alley. Oh fuck, PC. I don't even want to look that up because it sounds like something fucked up is going on in the world. I'm gonna play a little bit more of this because okay, so what's gonna happen here is Serena's gonna start singing, and you're gonna fucking be blown away.
Getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, I'm getting old.
this woman's a national treasure, and we don't even know it. See, I just got to prepare everybody. This is something that you want to pay attention to. I love this music.
In the Hollywood, I've been to Redwood. I crossed the ocean for a heart of gold. I bet in my mind it's such a fine line that keeps me searching for a heart of gold. Yeah, I'm getting old.
Yeah, okay. Death by Rust. Yeah. Yeah, so I hope people will go check out Serena Ryder. Serena Ryder's had like a bit of a pop career sort of thing in Canada. I don't know that she's taken off everywhere. I think a lot of Canadian artists are like just amazing and they just don't take off everywhere in the world. And Serena Ryder is one of those, but I hope people get to know her more. And this, like, she's singing Neil Young's song. Like, she brings like this real interesting texture to her voice, to her music. She does it in her own music as well. But the way she sings it with Leor, I love this. I love this version of the song. I listen to it over and over again. I sometimes will listen to it 3 or 4 times just to like pick up on all the different things happening. And as someone who loves music and wants to be a musician but isn't, just want to say, I just want to say, I appreciate so much that she's playing a harmonica. She's almost dancing, right? She's playing the guitar. She's working with Leor here. They're both playing guitar in harmony. She's playing the harmonica and she's singing, and she's bringing the real strong texture and character of her voice, her passion. And the other thing is, like, when you watch the video, you can see the smile on her face. It's a real, like, she's loving being up there performing this song. And Leor has a great voice too, but her voice is particularly, it's remarkable and different, and she's got a great sound, and she's a truly talented musician. And she's someone who I would love to see perform live. If I ever had a spot to go there. And I don't like going to big concert halls and stuff. I like going to like a bar and watching someone perform, because that's that's what I did in my youth. I would go to bars and watch people perform. I saw Big Sugar play at like a little dive bar type musician place in Toronto. I enjoyed that. I saw Enter the Haggis play in Toronto a few times, and I just love being like in a packed bar, smoking cigarettes and drinking Guinness and listening to people play live music. Except that I quit smoking and drinking, and I quit going out to bars because I have a family and I have a job driving heavy haul trucks. So I loved it back then, and now I love my family. I love riding my motorcycle, and I got different things I do.
It keeps me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old.
Yeah, so I'm not going to play the whole song through. I'd love to, but I don't want to do this. Crystal told us what Cancer Alley is. It contains over 200 petrochemical plants and refineries. The area accounts for 25% of the petrochemical production in the United States. and there was this terrible storm that cut off production for a while, and the price of petrochemical products skyrocketed for like um, 3 or 4 weeks, I think, until they could get things back online. And Canada has removed our refining capability almost entirely, even though we produce a tremendous amount of petrochemical, like the crude product. We produce it here and we pump it down in pipes, train cars, and trucks down to the US to be processed, which is stupid. And PC points this out. And I want to say that like southern Louisiana takes a lot of shit from the weather and the world in general, and it's an overly poor state, generally speaking. It's poorly served by its government, and it's poorly served by some religious indoctrination that takes over. And I really feel bad for people that are treated so poorly when they're in such a beautiful part of North America. And Crystal's a beautiful, wonderful person, so it obviously hasn't like had any ill effect on her, and I hope it doesn't. Right? So I don't want to dox myself. So yeah, no, I don't want to dox her kid, but she lives in Louisiana, and near the mouth of the Mississippi River. It's called the Toilet. Yeah, and I think it's a river. Is it a river delta, Crystal, where you live? Is that what it's called? Anyway, I would really and Beamsy doesn't want Crystal near this nasty stuff, but some people have no choice. And you know what? I mean, that's the thing, Crystal. If you work in petrochemical, I mean, you're not going to live like 5 hours away in some other state or something. You're going to live near enough to go do your work. And if petrochemical is a huge industry in Canada, people need the jobs. They need to make a living. That's the way our world works right now. And you know, it sucks. Yeah, mostly minorities. Yeah, no, and Crystal, that's the thing is like minorities get mistreated in the US and in Canada, all around the world. And you know, I might be a minority if I went to another country. I don't know if I'd be mistreated or not. But you know, mindset has set in hard for a lot of people. It's not fair, it's not right. And that's why I want people to be kind and realize what other people are going through and understand that, you know, building some sort of equity for people that are starting from a worse position is not, that's not being woke. That's not being an asshole. That's not taking something away from other people. It's trying to, like, bringing other people up to a decent place is not a terrible thing. That's not being woke. That's not being an idiot. That's not being insane. And I hear a lot of bullshit coming from what people call the right wing. Well, fuck them. You know, I can be kind, but if your whole life is around trying to push down other people to get yourself up, it's kind of fucked up, you know. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it's the same thing in, like, you know, the piece I wrote about trying to be kind. You know, if the only way for you to feel good is to make other people feel like shit, then you got some problems. You got to go work out. You know, the Gators are scared of Crystal. I bet they are. I bet they are. You know, Crystal's like the best mod in all of internet dumb, and I don't know if that's a word, but on the interweb. And yeah, I bet the Gators have been modded by Crystal more than once. All right, I'll probably play one more song. A couple of good ones here. This is a really great rendition of this song. It's a song that Zeppelin made super famous. I think it came from earlier times. And it would be appropriate for people to live on a flood area. This is when the levee break. There's Philip Ball.
If it keeps on raining, the levee's gonna break.
And this is one of those things, like, people know this song, right? So people know this song. I don't want to overdo playing the songs and get, like, you know, the copyright claim thing, but this is a great. So Philip Ball, yeah, it would have sounded something like this. So I think they're saying, like, it didn't start out this way. Like, they did this, and you know what? I love blues music. I love jazz. Not anything but Kenny G. I like old school jazz. I like the old standards. I like blues. I like rock. I like country. I like bluegrass. I like folk music. I like kitchen music. I like some rap songs and some hip hop. I like some trip hop. I like just so many things. I'm gonna play a little bit more of this. I love the sound of this.
Keeps on raining, the levee's gone
That's an armed dildo over there.
The levee breaks.
Clarksdale train station. These are some old photos here. This is kind of cool, too, right? Oh, that train didn't make it over the bridge. I don't know what that is. That might be a famous thing. I don't know that train. Look at this. Trying to deal with floods, fishing. Royal Crown. Anybody remember Royal Crown?
Stop what it takes to make.
So these images, right? Satchmo. Some real emotional ones. I was just 18. Red Gum. Yeah. So this is Patty Gertie is recommendation from Beamsy. So I'm going to be checking that out for sure. Thanks Beamsy. What are you sharing, Crystal? What's this one? Play this. Okay. All right. I'm going to go play that. Okay. I got to go to here. Okay. Here we go. No, here we go. Is this coming through now? No, it's not. I'm playing the wrong. I gotta stop it because it didn't go to that other screen. Okay, so stream, remove that, present, share screen. It's weird the way this does it. Okay, here we go. No. It's Black Smoke Rising System. All right, here we go. Okay. Here we go. Sounds good. That's Greta Van Fleet. I've heard this name. Totally recognized it. Totally recognize it. This is a recommendation from. This is a recommendation from Crystal. Yeah, that's great. At my stop, gotta run. All right, Amber, have a good one. Greta Van Fleet. Yeah, no, I think I've heard of this musician. They have a powerful, interesting voice with an interesting texture too. I'll play a little bit more of it. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I love finding new music too, like things I don't know, and I don't know this well, so I'm gonna play it. And I'll go back and listen to all of these, all the recommend. I can find the one Beamsy said too.
As they spit down to to feel the power pouring in their veins. Whoa,
yeah. I mean, like, that's great. That's great. Love you, Amber. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, you can. There's a lot of passion in that voice, and a lot of really, really great sound coming from Greta here. This is great. And I whenever I hear the name Greta, I think of Greta Sachi, who was in the movie The Coca-Cola Kid. I don't remember where Greta Sachi is from. She was famous for being in a couple of things. She was a great actress, great character, great personality. And yeah, so I always think of Greta Sachi. I know she was in Coca-Cola Kid. Don't remember what else she was in. Coca-Cola Kid's a weird little movie. It's not like a blockbuster or anything, but it's a cool little movie. If you get a chance, check out the Coca-Cola Kid. And Greta Sachi, she was a cool lady. She did I know she did a few things back in the day. But yeah, every time I hear the name Greta, that's who I think of. Play a little bit more Greta Van Fleet here. A Van Fleet would be a hard thing to run. I don't know. I have a lot of little vans to look after. That's how Amazon does their home deliveries.
and the black smoke rises from the fires we've been through. It's the way.
Oh yeah, this is lovely. Yeah, like, and you can hear it's got like sort of like it's got like a hard rock sound, but the cover sort of looks like you look at it from the Fires, right? And the song's called Black Smoke Rising. The cover art's cool for anybody that's not seeing this. Go back and check out the cover art. Or go check out Greta Van Fleet from the Fires. And sort of expecting like maybe like a folk type thing. There's a person and some other things that look a little bit anthropomorphic, but they look like they might be sort of tree roots or something. They kind of look like Jawas from Star Wars too. But yeah, they're around a fire. It's cool. In a little forest. Trees ought to like this cover art for sure. I'll play a little bit more, and then we'll see if I want to listen to one or two more. Yeah, you know what? Well, she's the new Greta. This is good. I like this. Obviously I'm just doing like sort of, I'm not even like critiquing. There's this woman I watch a lot of, Beth Roars. And what's interesting about her, she's a younger woman. She's not like a kid, but she's a younger woman. So there's music that she finds that like the stuff that I know well. Those are the ones I love the most. Where watching someone who's like, I don't know, say 20 years younger than me, finding music for the first time that I know well, that I've listened to like hundreds of times, and they're like, oh my god, look at this. That's kind of cool, right? So Beth Roars, I recommend Beth Roars, and there's another woman. I'm pretty sure her name's Elizabeth, something, and I forget what her deal is. And Beth Roars has her own music out. I think they both do. It's interesting they're both named Elizabeth, but it's a pretty common name. Oh, thank you, Crystal. That's Beth Roars. There, yeah, she's I think she's Scottish. But yeah, love her. And the other woman, the Charismatic Voice is the name of the channel. And they do this stuff, and they're like, they're not like, they're not like 18 years old. It's not like they're super young kids just hearing music for the first time, but they're significantly younger than I am, right? So just to need more. Hey, Beamsy, everybody needs more cowbell. More cowbell. Yep. We need more of that. I can't do that thing there, but here we go. I'll close that up. I don't know, I'm screwing up everything here. Yeah, here's the one. I'm gonna go back to sharing this one. Present, share screen, and I'll go back this one here. The levee break in here. I'm gonna go back to this one, and then I don't know what I want to share. Scary Pockets. This is good. Yeah. So this. Oh, I love this. I love this woman here, Elise True, and Dave Coz. This is a funk cover. This is a cool rendition of Careless Whisper. People my age would remember as being like a top chart topper back in the late 80s. So this is this woman Elise True is she's interesting. Like, she's got a great voice too, and she's got what the fuck is it? It's her voice is kind of soft. It's really kind of like it's powerful, but it's not like it's not as gritty as some of the other ones I like. She's got like this sort of very soft, airy sort of sound to her voice. She's also an extremely talented musician. She can play like, I think, like just about every instrument ever made. I mean, and she's got a great voice. I would listen to her sing the phone book. And for those of you that are younger, a phone book is a place we used to keep the numbers of everybody in the world. And there was so many people. Grayson, I'm trying to explain what the phone book is to young people that might be watching my channel who've never seen a phone book. So phone book, it was this great big thing they deliver. Well, that's because you live with an old person who tells you these things, buddy. My son is telling me that people already know what a phone book is. Tokyo Groove is a pretty good Japanese jazz band. That's cool. So anyway, I highly recommend Elise True, and I hope I probably am not saying her name properly, but she's a great singer. She has her own channel. This channel here, Scary Pockets, they do really great renditions of songs. I love them. They've got over 1.19 million subscribers, and it's not surprising.
As I take your hand and lead you to the dance floor, as the music dies, something in your eyes calls to mind a silver screen and all its sad goodbyes.
Yeah, so like I'm sure people remember this. I'm never gonna dance again because guilty feet have got no rhythm. And this is like her voice is really cool. And it's a really phone book paper that I use for my knife videos to demonstrate sharpness. Hey, you know what? Trees, that's you know what? If you have a Ginsu knife, you have to like, and if you're ever chopping anything in the kitchen, I do recommend that you do the Ginsu ad. And this is going way back, but what you do is you grab like a tin can, you cut it in half with the knife, and then you dice a tomato to show that you have a real Ginsu knife. And I don't know if Ginsu knives are from Japan, but it fits in with the Tokyo Groove thing there. And then the thing is, like, after you dice the tomato, you have to say, but wait, we then chop down a tree. And then you come back and dice an onion or, butcher a calf. I don't know. You just got to like do a lot of stuff with your knife. The Ginsu knife commercial was classic of the 80s. So yeah. Oh, I'm glad you remember that, Trees. I'm glad I'm not the only one. The Ginsu knife. And then the butt weight turns into all the other knives you're gonna get for $19.99. Operators are standing by. All right. A little bit more Careless Whisper.
I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend. I know you're not a fool. Should've known better than to cheat a friend and waste a chance that I've been getting. So I'm never gonna dance.
I mean, I could just see Elise here. Like, I could see myself. I mean, she's obviously a pretty young woman. I'm sure she's younger than I am. I don't know her age. But I can tell she's not nearing 50 like I am. But if she'd been playing in my time, I could see being in like a really smoky jazz bar and her in there like I see her in an evening gown with gloves on and a cigarette in one of those like 18-inch long cigarette holders like a Nat Sherman and then putting it down and singing this, with the piano and stuff. You don't like her voice, eh? You're only 10. Well, Beamsy, he doesn't have a flat voice. You have a flat voice. I'm just joking. Airy vocals. Okay, if we want airy vocals, Aunt Jer has them, and I guess people aren't loving Elise True. I'm gonna play a little bit more of her anyway because like I like her.
Dance again, where I dance with you.
Saxophone is great. I think this song always comes back to me.
Time can never mend.
Yeah. Anyway, I like that. You don't have to like it. I like it. Okay. You also have a flat face. All right. Well, not. I'm not gonna keep playing it because like I really don't want to. I don't want to like play too much of anything. Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. Fat Bottom Girls. Yeah, that was a good one. Angel Cleverly. I had more Cleverlys, yeah. Ben Folds. Semi Crazy. That's a good one too. I have an Ember video there that I recommended. I had my own thing there. Oh, here we go. This is it right here. You guys ready for this? Yeah. This is blues on the bagpipes. This is pretty fucking cool if you ask me. Look at all the glitter. This woman's got glitter all over her dress. That's some bagpipe in there. I mean, it's not a bagpipe. You don't consider that a bagpipe, Beamsy? Tell us what instrument that really is. I misidentified a dobro earlier. Tell us what instrument that is. It looks like a sack pipe to me. Only one billows, okay. Well, whatever the fuck that is, she's playing it really well. I'm impressed. I like this. She said she couldn't do it. I don't know. Somebody said she couldn't. She obviously fucking did it. Yeah. Anyway. I'll play a little bit of this too. I like Del McCoury's band here. He's always been good blue. This is Sierra Hall, so Sierra Hall's playing on this, and she's a mandolin player I really love and appreciate as a musician. He's in the striped shirt on the left. And I love Sierra Hall, and I love Del McCoury band. Is great. Yeah, Sierra Hall is these guys also do an amazing rendition of For What It's Worth with
I'm going to some place I've never seen before. I'm going where the water takes.
So I was gonna point something out, like when Del McCoury does these videos, he does something with his like end friends, and I love this when they do this in these things. It's a bite-sized tulum. Oh, okay. All right, so I think bagpipes are my homeland music. Grandfather used to play 78 records of bagpipes from the homeland. So that's from Dave. I'm assuming your homeland is Scotland. And as we all remember, if it's not Scottish, it's crap. Hopefully I did that one right. So it's a bite-sized tulum, is what Beamsy says. The tremolo picking a mandolin scratches my brain just right. Hey Trees, I love a fucking mandolin. And if you don't know Sierra Hall, check out Sierra Hall, because she's in here playing with these folks, and I love when a bunch of musicians just get together and play like this. It's just a lot of fun, and it's good to see you, Dave. Yeah, everybody, like, tell everybody you know to come sub to me so that I can get like some emojis so that people can have big feet for Dave, and I don't know, I'll try to make an emoji for all of the cool people that hang out, right? We'll have a crystal for Crystal. We got like the Pink Panther diamond for Crystal. That seem right? I don't know. A diamond's a crystal, isn't it? So is salt. Salt's also a crystal. If you're salt to the earth, you're a crystal. Even though Beamsy thinks it's more nice to call people the poop of the earth. So this is a canned heat thing, and I actually think canned heat. I think actually they rearranged like an older song. I'm pretty sure. Scottish from your grandfather. Last name goes back 900 years plus. So that's cool. That's cool, Dave. I also have Scottish background, mostly Irish. I've never looked up how long the Irish surname in my family goes back, but I would imagine it's quite a while. I should look that up. I should check into it. Yeah, I have a lot of. I'm mostly Irish, German, and English is the main, and I have a little bit of Scandinavian heritage too. So I did the 23andMe thing. I was glad I did that. That was a cool thing. My sister gave me a thing for that. Damn, your name is only slightly older. My pipes. I'm assuming Beamsy's talking about the pipes in his. I don't know which pipes he's talking about. Maybe he's talking about like for his singing voice. But I don't know. I'll play a little bit more of Del and his band here and his friends.
It's like wine. I'm going where the water tastes like wine. We can jump in the water, say drunk all the time.
I think that's also a dobro there. I love when, like, and this is a thing that happens a lot in the Oh, the bills in your Celtic pipes are ivory and about 800 years old. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Beamsy seems like he knows a lot about this stuff, and I guess maybe Beamsy will do some content and explain some of that. It sounds like he knows a lot about this. Maybe show Beamsy. Do you have a channel? I don't remember if you have a channel. I think you do. I haven't watched anything on your channel for a long time. If you do, So yeah, this song is a cool song, and I love how they go and give every musician a chance to play when they do these little like get-togethers, and a lot of oh, you deleted your channel. Okay, okay. This is SPF sunscreen and Dutch and Scottish flag. Yeah, you're uploading on Cunt Hoven. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean that guy is a cunt. He's just a fucking bell end. And I don't if you're a bell end and a cunt at the same time, your name is probably Ken Hoven. Yeah, the guy's a piece of shit. I have no time for him whatsoever. He's just child size bagpipes, 50 years old. Bill, well, oh, that's cool. That's cool. Dave's got bagpipes. I don't have bagpipes. I've got bags. I got pipes, but I don't have bagpipes. And I'll play a little bit more of that. I love this is the type of thing I love. People get together, instrumentalists with like huge skill and talent getting together, and Dell lets everybody have a chance to like play a little solo and show off their talent. I love this setup. Yeah, this is my favorite kind of thing, and because I love Sierra Hull so much and her music, I'm gonna go to the spot where she's playing and see if I find her solo here and just let her play that and just show that off here. The guy in the banjo I think goes right before her. I'll start it from there. Did it go to the right spot? Okay, let's see. Just picking out on the banjo here. Yeah, now the fiddle's going here. This guy's also got a great voice here. I forget this guy's name. He's fantastic. Fantastic on the fiddle, and it's a fantastic singing voice. Yeah. Let's see. See if Sierra does her solo here. I know it's coming up, but bass solo is probably awesome too, if I remember correctly. Here it is. Dell's singing. I don't know. I think yeah. So here maybe. Yeah, that was really good. I love that. Not from Appalachia. My ancestors must be, because whenever I hear bluegrass music, it feels like the song of my people. Andrew, you know what? I'm not from Appalachia either, but I love Beamsy. Banjo like noses, they're best and well picked. You just can't help yourself, Beamsy, can you? You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. Usually that is accurate. That is accurate. Yeah, I love this folky bluegrass type of music, but I love all sorts of other music, right? Like on my list is also like Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys, right? So as promised, it's not totally true. It's not totally true. So I promised that if I felt like it, that I would come and at the end and I would sing and share my Roger from Mud Fossil rap. And I don't know if I can sing this. Like I don't think I got like the rapping chops to really do this well, but I'm gonna do my best to lay this down for people. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop screen sharing. It's just gonna be me here And I wish I had something better to show people, but I don't. I just don't. I don't know why. I wish I had a better image to put up here, but I don't have one. Um, okay, so here we go. This was inspired by Roger from Mudfall. So you know what I should do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna go to Mud Fossil University, right? Because that's what it's called. Here we go, Mud Fossil University. I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna find. This is a weird setup of things that comes when you do this. This is Mud Fossil University, right? This is his most recent video. Just insane. Just insane. Here we go. He's playing. I'm not doing a Mud Fossil thing. Where's his feather gone? Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. There we go. This is okay. I'm gonna share this. Okay. Here, I'm gonna put this up here because here we go. Share this. Okay. So here now on my screen. Now on my screen is Roger pointing at his computer screen, right? Yes, thank you. Never look at caves the same way again. Yeah. So here is my I wrote this when I was on Bad Science Sunday, which has been a long ass time ago. We watched a Roger video and did a takedown of it, and I love being on it, and I've been invited back if I can stay up that late and actually stay and do it. But on a Sunday, that's tough for me. I usually work on Monday mornings, but and also they've been packed because everybody wants to be on there with Maya and Tap. So it's a full roster coming on Bad Science Sunday, which is my favorite show on all of the interweb. I don't get to watch it live usually, but I've been sick. I've caught a couple I caught last weekend, and we even did bingo. And I talked to Dr. Tap, and I made some specific. The next time there's a Roger, we're gonna Roger bingo because I made some specific Roger called words. So this is what I wrote. Some trucker Viagra stuff. Yeah, you know what? The thing is, Beamsy, you don't want to have me stay up all night. But anyway, here's my rap. Life is like a simile for a metaphorical word that has no analog. And euphemistically, I'll call it a pane of broken glass, shattered fragments of fluid sands, the tiny grit of a trillion bands that stretch the music of a windy cove that houses the uterus of a stone-cold hoe. She lies in slumber as a mountain might, and crumbles softly in the bite, lashed fast to a mizzenmast with glances cast a broken bond, covalent, coherent, and focused on me, a green faded memory of a foamy sea. The dye of the hydrogen holds on to the oxygen, and it eats the iron, fair in eternity. Orange and rusty, rhyme is dusty, lime is crusty, she's pretty busty, moldy clay in a ship crash bay. The bird is wide and glaring, I can't stop staring at my lace of throat, eating goats for supper, dripping juices from a scupper. The waves are crashing. The people keep trashing any other thought that can't be bought by $1 or a coin. Boing, boing, bingo. Barbecue, dingo. Flat out beach ball. Volleys of words so absurd. You can't stop eating tapioca custard. Like a night of driving, limp eyes and jiving to the music in the tires. Stay out of the mires. And the moors keep grinding the beat of the load of meat cheese. His liquid comments are flippant. Lyrics can't stop flowing like a river of fire to the iron spire. Baked in the sun. The gold had a run. It sits on the banks of money, dripping honey. Live hives jive, the combs of electric circles, jerking orbits. Hill of Jill drills the thrill of a dill. More than blue pills, it's the balls of a hair down in there. Mud is chewed like cud in the quadrille. Tripe fishing with a pike on a dike, like a similarly superlative stitions make conditions tough for us to have luck. On a bus full of pus and stones of bones, her cave moans. Rogered that on a radioactive, pretty attractive gravity. These nuts ain't crazy. I'm not lazy. Eyes for Jones in the mountain of tail. Got a pail of tales to share with ginger ale. Route with stout in a root stew. The man is straw. The raven craw. Eating up nonsense like a boiled horse paw. Can you dig the mud? Come in a flood of juicy stones. This dude ain't tripping on continental dragons. He keeps on ragging. Scales to scale of a stone hammer ale is pale like Lorentz, contracted like an infermetric inferno, a proton bounce by the ounce of weight. No mass has ass, like the bounce pass up the hill and in the valley, going up to a pub with a dude called Old Mally. It's up her alley, mortar of Mordor at the door of the cave of the race of a non-stop lunatic. You dig these licks. And yes, that's Roger's extra special. Yes, and here we go. Aunt Jer heard at least one of my lyrics, the Stone Cold Ho. Yes. If you get turned on by crevices and cracks and slits in geology, then Roger has got some sexualized topology, and he makes no apologies. He'll point at your clit made of rock with a feather and his goose head that he calls Augustus Caesar. And I see Augustus there on his desk. You're a geologist. Yeah, Beamsy is a geologist. So, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, if Beamsy's a geologist, something's got to make him rock hard. Anyway, I hope people enjoyed that. There's a lot of words in there. I think I did a pretty good job of coming up with a rap. I'm just not a good rapper. So, I've been thinking I should like figure out a way to put like a beat down. Yeah, rock hard for rocks. Yeah, if you get your rocks off when you rock hard, you're in the geology, and the thing about continents is they spread real slow, but they're always going somewhere, I probably should do a rap about subduction, or maybe I should add some stuff in here. Anyway, I think maybe what I'll do too is I'll figure it away like on a community post. I'll post up the lyrics like in a slide or something so people can read through them, because I think I came up with some interesting takes on the things Roger says. So yeah, this is not a Roger takedown. This isn't the place for that. When I do stuff like that, it's definitely going to be with Dr. Tap and Maya. And actually, I think if I remember correctly, I was able to do that with Bree, Doc Dino, and Stephanie were all on there with me. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. So I wasn't as aware of Roger. Like I knew about Roger, but when I was on BSS, I wasn't as aware of Roger and everything he does as I am now. So I probably add 9 verses to this thing. Yeah, Roger needs a good hard Rogering. Roger takes himself down. Yeah, he does. He does, Crystal. He's oh, Roger's hilarious. He's just hilarious. And I guess he did this. This is from 19 hours ago. This was uploaded. I don't know if does he do this live in front of an audience? I don't even know. Anyway, I think this time, I was gonna stop this over an hour ago, and I've been going on and on and on. Anyway, I figured seeing Roger waving his hand around while I'm doing the rap would probably be helpful. But who knows what kind of weird shit he's coming up with now. I as usual, I want to thank everybody for coming by. It's been great to have people hanging out and talking music, and got a lot of great recommendations of music. And yeah, I mean, I had a great time. Get anyone going on a tangent. Oh, Beamsy, I'm on a tangent all the time. Beamsy, yeah, my lunch is cold. Yes, right. Yeah, Jerry remembers. My son made me lunch a while back, right? So yeah, no, it's been great though. And Beamsy, I'm sorry that we've been having trouble making things work for good communication with you, where everybody's on the same page. I don't know if we're gonna get on the same page. I don't know that I'm on the same page with you, but I do understand some of the points you're making, and I hope that if people are having trouble getting along and on it, maybe have another look at things. And I hope Beamsy that you'll read that. Well, not read, but listen to my little essay about language and how we use it, and maybe it'll be much more on track without you there. Do you really? Oh, yeah. Well, and I love Mark. Mark and Ember do these great sort of debate takedowns and stuff. They're interesting. And you know what, Beamsy, you always insert something into chats. So, despite the fact that you've said some things I find very offensive, and I think you should apologize for, you have the right to say what you want to say. You know, that's fine. And if you apologized for using the words directly in my chat here, and I know you're relaying factual information about what you said. You know, and I didn't moderate them out or anything. But yeah, I think being aware that words are offensive and not kind, you know, is an important thing to do. And I mean, you've obviously been told that now, so like um there's no further discussion to have on that. But they both have tangible insight. And Beamsy self-proclaimed, and I agree. Beamsy has something either insightful or very distracting, and I think that is accurate. You modded them out. Okay, thanks, Crystal. Yeah, they were. You know what? I get it. The terminology that Beamsy used was offensive. And I think universally so. Yeah. Okay. So you were trying to be offensive. You wanted to offend him. You wanted to be unkind. See, and this is what I think. This is what people. This is where the point is that. And I'm just going to point this out is that if you have a disagreement with people, and I realize that you were called something that you took as an offensive word, a slur, or pejorative term, and it was in reaction to that. And I just want to say that we can do better than that. And I think what we need to do is when we have a disagreement with somebody, the disagreement should be about what we're talking about, and it shouldn't go after who a person is just in terms of like their appearance or something really superficial, and something that really like isn't really a major. It shouldn't be a major thing. It's been made into a major thing in a way to sort of control and bring people down. I'd like to bring people up. If I have a better position, if I have a higher ground and I can bring people up to it, I'd like to do that. And if I'm in a lower position, I'd like other people to help me get up there. So that's important. That's important. Okay. So Beamsy, I appreciate you came by my chat. I appreciate that you're being forthright with your opinions. And I understand that if if somebody hurts you, you want to like hit back. I think the thing is we shouldn't hurt each other like that. We should say I don't like what you said instead of like I don't like who you are on a superficial level. That's kind of what I'd like to get away from, because like I have no problem telling Kent Hovind he's a fucking prick, because he's a fucking prick. Like it has nothing to do with like who he is like that. He's not hurt me as I have brain. Okay. So like, and Beamsy is like, okay, like I don't know what this means, Beamsy, but like you have brain issues. I guess we all have brain issues, and this is I'll end on this note. I started this week at an all-day summit about obesity and mental health and how it's affected by it. And a lot of what I had to say was about helping people get over the mental health issues that come from a life lived in a larger body, and the attacks and the hurts and things that come from that. So I'm stopping that because Rod, I'm just laughing at Rod. Roger has some brain issues too, I guess. And I feel bad in some ways for Roger, but he is a funny character, and there's a part of me that hopes Roger is just like playing a part, like he's just an actor, and this is just he's like, look at this funny thing I do. It's like, and so I'm gonna end on this. I pointed this out at the summit, and I hope people understand this. People that hurt mentally because they've been mistreated and they mistreat themselves. It's really hard sometimes to get over that. And when people push a narrative that there's something wrong with people, in terms of like who they are as a person, their morals and what they're made of, rather than understanding that they deal with a disease that is multifaceted and not with just one cause, and is a disease that is self-perpetuating. And many of the previous efforts to derail the disease that we've been told to do actually can make it worse. And getting proper medical help for my disease, which is obesity, is something that's been really hard to do because the medical community doesn't even understand what it's all about. And so I don't want to be treated like shit for having this disease. It's bad enough to live with it in the first place. So I want people to understand that there's a mental health component to a contributor, because some people have eating disorders and things that lead to a worsened state of living with obesity and other comorbidities. But also some of the mental health issues that come from maltreatment can lead to further problems and a lack of ability to get out in the world. And people feel trapped in their homes. They feel trapped in their bodies, and they like me feel like they're in the wrong body. They're in a body that is just wrong. That's something I've heard more than one person say, and sort of reflect upon when I say stuff like that. And so, I started this week with a chance to speak to people that have decision-making capabilities and communication capabilities, and they asked me to come and say my piece on it. I'm really proud of the chance to do that, and I'm really honored that they let me come in and say some things. And I like to come in here and share it with people too, along with all the fun stuff like music. And we all have some great things going on. And it looks like Beamsy is talking about something going on in his brain that's different. So um, in some cases, it can be cased as a borderline sociopathy, a lot more complex than that. Yeah, and I've heard people talk about like a borderline personality disorder. I don't know if that's the same thing as sociopathy. So yeah, so not feeling the same way people do to in reactions. So I'm just gonna put what Beamsy said here, and I want to. Okay, so I do not feel in the same way. I'm assuming other people do in relations expressed, or reactions expressed are very different to what people are used to. Yeah. So you know what, in Beamsy, I guess um we can accept that you handle things differently than other people and still be offended by the things that you say. But the offense is taken by the people that are there, right? Like what they take, right? And you can't affect how people take what you say. I don't know if it was caused by when I was blown up or I was born up. Okay. Yeah, so okay. And I didn't know you were blowing up, Beamsy. Maybe you've shared that before. But anyway, yeah, and brains do work in different ways. I mean, that's part of what you can say what mean and stand all toes in and also be respectful. Yeah, Tori, I agree with that comment as well. I think what Beamsy is saying, and I'm gonna try to be respectful of what Beamsy's saying, because I think what he's getting at is that he processes information and emotions differently than other people do. You're ready to offend, but ready to change. Yeah, and you said this earlier, Beamsy, and the ready to change part I think is important, and I'm ready to change too, and that's um, and I guess that's the thing is like if somebody's offending you and you fight back, fight fire with fire, that can be effective and that's understood. So I understand and agree with that to a point. I just think that things that are so universally offensive and slurs and things like that can come off in a really, really terrible way. And you could mean to just hurt one person, but because some slurs are so hurtful and so offensive, they can do real damage to people that have already been damaged, right? So like when I see someone else who lives in a large body being maltreated by someone else, I feel the hurt myself to some degree. I feel the hurt that I felt myself, and I feel the hurt for them as well. Like as an empathetic response to what they're going through. Um, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take my empathy for that and translate it into other things. People do not make fun of me um, for being a cis hetero man. Some people, it's and this. I'm not sure this is a good thing. I think people say it's okay to punch up, but I'm not sure it's a good thing because it gets it pushes back in the wrong direction. Because I think the problem isn't people with a more powerful position in society by one metric. It's the people that are so powerful that they're controlling what other people are doing. So when people just make fun of people, like males have had an advantageous position in society for a long time, which hopefully is disappearing. Not so much that men should. It's not that men need to be knocked down. It's just women need to be on equal footing. And it's the same. It's the same thing. Like trying to build equity sometimes involves, and yeah, and this is something that. So this is something I don't like. Like when someone says, "Well, white people can just be treated like shit because they're the ones in power." Well, I'm white, but I'm not in power, right? Like you may think like if you're a person with a different color skin, you may say, well, there's Al there, he's got white skin, he's like sitting on top of the world there, right? Everything is just great for him. But that's not what's really true is that when the police pull me over, I'm not so worried they're gonna shoot me or drag me out of my car and put me on the ground and put cuffs on me just because I have the wrong skin color and I happen to also be like maybe potentially violating some sort of rule of the road, right? Um, the problem isn't that I'm white. The problem is that people who are a different color are being treated like shit. That's the problem. We need to get rid of that. It's not a privilege, which is what people say. It's not a privilege to be treated like a normal person. It's a terrible thing to fuck people over because they have a different skin color, and they get pulled over. Um, how many white skinned people are in power in Asia, Africa, South America? None. So, yeah, well, and that's Beamsy. I'll put this up here, just like, and I will. I'm gonna say white skinned people have taken power in all of those places at certain times, and so I'm putting it up there to say yes, that's partially true, but there's been a lot of um I'll call it colonial takeover in those places, right? Um, so yeah, other continents have been, I don't want to say conquered by white culture, particularly British, French, Dutch, Portuguese. In particular, those European countries have like taken over. The Spanish too have taken over huge swaths of the world. Um, but that doesn't mean like the Mongols also took over a huge swaths of the world, and the Romans did too, right? Yeah, no, and this is true, right? We shouldn't. It's history. Yeah, that is history should be learned from, so not repeated. Yeah, so absolutely, and I agree with that. And so I'm not gonna go on any further. I'm gonna end the show on that. But I want to say, yeah, and I want to put. I don't know if I put this up, Krista. Well, if you're self-aware, you can adjust, right? And it's with a question, and I think that was aimed at Beamsy. Um, I think what we need to do is remember that we're all different individuals, and we're not summed up by um, what we look like and what group we belong to in a very superficial way. We all live varied lives. Typically, most of us are, we're trying to make a living, or we're trying to exist on whatever meager living we have, and we're being told to hate each other while other people are pulling all the strings. Well, we can hate those people too, but really, what it is that we should work on building a better society. And like Beamsy said, learn from the bad things in history and not repeat them. There's a really old sort of hackneyed saying that those who don't learn history are doomed to repeat it. Um, I mean, and there's also things in history we can learn and repeat because they're wonderful, right? There's not everything in history is terrible, right? Yeah. Yeah, no, and so yeah, and Beamsy's saying he just doesn't feel things the same way other people do. I think the thing is, Beamsy, what I think most people would appreciate is if you would be self-aware of that, and try to rein that in, right? So that if you have a problem with someone's logic, attack the logic, don't attack the person. But I do understand that if you felt attacked, And I can't tell you you did, and I don't know whether that's a fair statement or not. I'm not going to defend the words you said. I disagree with them wholeheartedly. Um, but I do think it would be nice to, if possible, build bridges between people and find common ground. And I think a lot of that is, um, a lot of that comes from like being able to own your part in things, you know. And because I don't know the whole situation, I just know what Beamsy's just told me. I'd heard somebody had said that Beamsy had said something that pissed people off through the grapevine at some point, but nobody got into the. I don't even remember who told me that. Just somebody I know in the community. It was a couple of months ago. It said Beamsy pissed some people off, but I actually thought Beamsy had just gone off to school and was just so busy with that because the last time I remember talking to Beamsy, it said he just started an astrophysics course or something, and so I just sort of presumed that was taking up all his time. But Beamsy, I'm generally just going to say it's good to see you back. I hope that you'll keep participating and maybe trying to build things back. And I'll end the show on that note: is that if at all possible, let's build bridges with people that don't want to be terrible, right? Yeah. You know what? And Beamsy, I get like, if you don't want to apologize to people because you meant to be mean to them, I kind of get that. But I think maybe sometimes what needs to happen is apologies in all directions and say, hey, a difference of opinion turned into an attack, a personal attack, and that's kind of like I think we should avoid that if we can, right? Um, and but to be fair on this whole thing, I don't hold back with idiots like Ken Hovind, and part of it's because like I know the guy, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care to know the truth, or if he does know the truth, he wants to hide it and obfuscate it and just be a shit. I got to learn how to be nice to assholes, I guess. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on being nice to assholes, and I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave now and stop. Yeah. Okay, Beamsy. Yeah, I mean, you felt attacked, right? And I'm not saying you weren't. I'm not. I just wasn't there. I'm not. And what the words you said are super offensive. You're no longer going to this area, and that's fine. That's fine, Beamsy. Um, and I get you're not going to go into areas where you feel attacked, and you know, and I've been, I I was really mean and unwelcoming to Otangelo the other day. And the reason why I was mean and I didn't necessarily call him names, I just said he was a terrible shit person because he is. He is and he was, and um, yeah. No, and Crystal, you're right. Yeah, there's no need to apologize if you're not doing personal attacks. Like saying like my favorite color is green, and someone else saying my favorite color is blue. There's no need to say, well, and because of that, you're a shitty person, right? Like, it's a difference of opinion. There's not even a difference of opinion with a favorite color. If I say the best color is green and you say the best color is blue, I mean, that's a difference of opinion, and it's a personal opinion. And then there are some things that are just factual, right? Well, that was a personal attack. Yeah, and you know what, Beamsy, you're not wrong to do that. And calling you an incel is, um, I don't know. Like I said, I'll probably do a show where I talk about what an incel even is, um, because it's a weird word, but it's the word itself isn't so much like about what it's all about. It's about a culture that's growing around a certain group of people and who they're listening to and what they're being told, and that kind of fucks it all up. And then it's a terrible pejorative term, and it's caused violence and destruction and terrible things in a place where I'm from and grew up in, and it's fucked up. So I'm not cool with that. Anyway, yeah. And I think if it's just the argument, yeah. So in the spirit of kindness, it's hackneyed, it's said all the time, but it's true. If you don't like what somebody's saying, attack what they're saying, don't attack who they are. Yeah, and I guess I think PC and I both are not privy to the exact conversation that came up, and it's I'm not privy to it. I had heard someone say that BMZ had offended some people, and then nobody said anything about it. after that. And I didn't have Beamsy's side of the story either, and I have a little bit of it now, and I just like to, if bridges can be built, great, and yeah, no, and I think, yeah, no, and I agree, Beamsy, don't share, don't dox people, don't share things, don't stir shit that doesn't need to be stirred. I'm gonna end the show on, let's work on making it better. Um, and if this can't be repaired, I understand that some things can't be, but we can work on it. We can all work on being better. It's kind of the message I'm trying to get out there. Yeah, no, and PC and Beamsy are talking about this, and I get it. And you know what? If people, this may not be the best place to have the conversation, other than when it comes up, um, and people are listening to what I'm saying. I'm trying to share the idea that we can work on kindness and work on sorting problems out without that, right? Yeah, thank you, Beamsy. That is great, right? And I try also not to share things that are not that there's no permission to give, and or no permission given to share. I think interactions online are particularly troublesome because sometimes we just don't know people at all, right? Like people are a character that you see, and someone you're having an interaction with someone you don't know the whole story of, right? And Beamsy points out he has some issues that change the way he deals with things, and then that's something we can understand to a point, but it doesn't excuse offensive words or behavior, especially when it doesn't excuse them, but it can, having the understanding that somebody else experiences something is something we can understand, right? So I better go eat my lunch. I think I have a meeting coming up shortly. um Love you all. Thank you for coming. Thanks for engaging in conversation. Thanks for engaging and sharing music, and I really like that. And yeah, and I'm gonna let Beamsy. I'm gonna put this up on the screen because Beamsy is saying this, and you accept the consequences of you. And I appreciate that. And there's something there. PC's sharing again. I think PC really likes this piece I wrote, and I like it too. It was a hard thing to write, but I'm glad I did it. It's something that sat in my mind for a long time, and it really has done me a lot of good to get that out. Thank you all. I'll see you all around in the next coming days.